Okay, I think I did that right. All right, so we are back with our Astonishing Swordsmen and Sorcerers of Hyperborea campaign. In the last session, the heroes retreated from the Isle of the Serpent, having rescued a woman who was seemed to be being held under duress. There was a kind of a race across the island as they were being tracked by a mixture of pirates and it seems to be monks from the temple from which she was living in the village around. The race ended in a battle, a vicious battle, mostly with arrows flying everywhere, and the brave or stupid, I guess we'll figure that out, right? uh, Lachlan went down at the end, essentially helping the rest of the party to escape. He did manage to kill most of those that were chasing. A couple of the men that were kind of chasing down the party retreated. One, in particular, moved forward and attacked and revealed himself at the end to be a species that they say is extinct, but the party seems to be encountering them, so perhaps they're not. He was a snake man. So after a 2-day journey back to the main island of Lemuria and returning Sari, the woman, to her father, we're going to do a little bouncing around at the beginning to kind of get this week down. So Jaman Ket is where the party is headed back to. You were meeting with the head man there. It was his daughter that was missing. Sorry, of course, immediately left the page. I think his name was
Wontan.
Wontan, yep, Wontan, the head man. Of course, he's overjoyed that you returned his daughter. You also returned 26 heads of alleged pirates and revealed the location of the pirates' hideout, receiving a reward from the Merchants Guild. So you're in favor with them. Of course, you're staying now at the headman's residence if you choose to. He's got that large space, so he lets you stay the first night. And I guess what we'll do is we'll kind of bounce back and forth. We'll do a couple things here. I guess as we go through and you guys show your characters, you can tell me something that you did maybe that we don't have to role play out when you return back, and something that you're planning on doing now that we're kind of rolling past this holiday week, and then we'll deal with each of those as we go. So I guess I'll just go in order to make life easier for me, and we'll start with Nikki.
Finesta, the bard, was quite surprised. It's not really surprised, but quite, I guess, just shaking her head in exasperation to discover the snake man that killed Lachlan or helped kill Lachlan. She's dealt with them in the past in Zambala and knows what they're capable of. So she's thinking about that as she is doing the cleanup back in the Jamanket. She is happy to have brought Kari back to her father. She is very, very sad that Lachlan has passed, but he went out a hero, and she wrote about that. She also invested some of her money in a ship venture while she's been back in town after a night of drinking with the rest of the group. We'll see where that goes. And other than that, she has been dealing with the Merchant Guild to get their money for the pirates and the alleged pirates and discovering the pirate camp. She was trying to figure out how she was going to convince Brighild to go back to this place and clear out the snake men infestation in the temple. So that's what Pinesta is up to lately.
Yes, that should be interesting. Speaking of Brighild, Tony, what's Brighild been up to since she returned, and what's her thought process currently?
In an unknown building, just a few moments before the sun rises, you see the tall form rise from the bed, silhouetted the naked body of Brighild as she begins to put her clothing on for the morning and feeling the bruises and stretching her body as she can. And she thinks back to the night before, and you see a flashback to some type of fighting pit where she got herself into this fighting pit, this hand to hand combat with this very muscular looking man. At the end of it all, she won the battle. She sees the sun begin to come up and know that she's running behind. She has to go and go now so she can get to the docks soon. She turns back to the bed where you see the form of a muscular man laying under the sheets. He doesn't stir. She looks at him and she goes, "You were much better under the covers than you were in the fighting pit. I can say that." As she leaves and goes down to the docks, some of the ships are already leaving out. She looks up at a young man and goes, "Is it already left?" He goes, "Yes, yes, you just missed it. It just left." As she looks out and he points towards a ship that is still visible, she hands him some coins and she says, "I trusted you to get his body safely back home. You have done that, it appears to be, to me. Thank you. His family will grieve with his body now." As she turns back away from the young man, the tears start to flow down her eyes as she adjusts for what comes next. That is Brighild the Imposing.
Excellent. All right. Crystal, what's Sorka been doing the last couple days?
Upon returning, Sorka went to go drink away her failings. She couldn't get to Lachlan in time. She wasn't able to revive him. And she took that pretty hard. First, she sort of blamed Tulok, yelling at him for being a coward and running away. But really, she just wasn't angry at him. She was just looking for some way to vent. In a drunken stupor, she went back to the martial arts dojo where she challenged the the lead fighter there to a brawl, and got her tail handed to her pretty well. Uh, the brawl, not being the kind to give up, though, the brawl ended up breaking a few benches and some tables and vases and such. So she had to pay for all the excess damages that were done to the dojo. But in the end, she finally managed to get her anger out. She's spent the next few days after that just in the forest and nature, trying to find that balance again, trying to find that place of understanding that where life and death kind of hinge upon each other. And now she's kind of gotten her mind on straight, and she thinks maybe I wasn't able to help Lachlan, but maybe there's someone else here I can help, and she's ready to carry on. Maybe try and find someone in the village who is sick that she might be able to heal or something.
Excellent. Okay, so Tulok, how are you doing? What's been happening with you? Young.
Tulok is still sort of grieving Lachlan's loss. So Tulok is an Eskimo ranger who hails from the frigid tundra known as Plain of Lang. He's easily spotted for wearing a pair of snow goggles on his forehead. So even when he's out there in Lumeria, he's still wearing them, as a headgear. And after losing his original party to a pirate attack, he subsisted until he found the current party. And he worships Ithaca of Arctic Wind, which is the god of lost travelers. And after witnessing that epic battle of Lachlan against the Snake Man and basically like 13 or 15 pirates, he has now vowed and committed himself to kill as many Snake Men as he could, because in order to honor Lachlan's memory. He's a master archer and an expert tracker.
Awesome. You may get your chance. We'll see. Rush, tell us about what Estrella did. She was not so much involved in this combat, more just helping the refugee woman escape. But she certainly did her part as always, and she's back now on the main island with the rest.
Yeah. So as Australia comes back with the refugee woman, and as you said, didn't really take part in much of the battles. Something about don't know if it was one of the giant insects or the lizards or something, but just feeling nauseous to her stomach. So she kind of sat this one out a little bit. So back at the town or whatever, as the others come back and she hears the news of Lachlan, and of course she's not happy about it, but she also understands that Lachlan is what Lachlan was. Being the the berserk barbarous type man that he was, and um, he's now part of the circle. So she would go meditate, say her prayers for him. Finding out that Sorka gets into a fight and seeing, that she's of slight build before she goes out into the woods, as she's, comes back and is beaten half senseless. She would put her culinary skills to work and make a large, I guess, leather sack full of spiced shortbread cookies that are stuffed with healing herbs for her, so that as she goes into the woods, she would have something to eat that would help speed her cuts and bruises along. Um, Maybe sneak some special herbs in there too that would give her a bit of a calming effect as well. um, and other than that, he's somewhat embarrassed that she didn't get to take part, but she just kind of doesn't really take part in any of the riches either because of that. So she just kind of makes herself useful around the residents as she can, um, meditating and putting her cooking skills to use for both the party and for the gentleman who's letting them stay there as well. Being fairly good at that. So, and that's Australia, the monk of Apollo.
Excellent. So, the what's the celebration? We'll say remembrance or the holiday or festival of Plutonia is wrapping up. Plutonia is kind of a downer. It's not like some of the other festivals where people are partying in the street. There's lots of meditation, lots of thoughts about death and the future. The party is kind of quickly, as always, spent the funds they've found, and they've got I guess some history here in Lemuria where what they want to do. But the real question is, who the heck is that guy that's sitting with you? So Mike, tell us about your new character and how they came to be hanging out with the current party.
Well, Tamtan G. He's currently sitting with him, but a couple days ago he was squatting around a fire, listening to the stories of his cousins, two sailors that had traveled with this group of fearless adventurers, and he heard them tell of these great fights that they had with pirates and snake men and giant lizards, and Tam, uh, not really content to being the sailor that he is, and remembering that, with the Plutonia festival, that this is a time of remembrance and a time of looking forward. Uh, he's thinking maybe he should let that commercial side of him die and embrace being more of an adventurer. Um, Thinking that he's somewhat an archer, even though he's not as well trained. He tried to seek out these people because he heard one of their archers had died, and that it was a fierce battle, and that is the type of people that he would like to explore with. And so he finds himself in this circle, hoping to ingratiate himself to them so that he too can join in this adventure. And that's Tam. A
Excellent.
small guy. He's about 5 foot.
Yeah, he's the Larian. They're small in stature.
Yeah.
So things that it's been a couple days. I'll give you a little bit of kind of info dump so we can go deeper into whatever you're interested in. But when you got back, obviously you traveled for 2 days with Ciara on the boat heading back to the main island there. What you found out from her was a couple of things. One is that Klang is a Zoan monk, or claims to be, or claims to have come from the Zoan temple, in the center of the island. You would get, I mean, Tam knows this, but she would tell you that they are fierce warrior monks, and that the man that apparently became a snake was dressed as one as well. That because remember I told you he was dressed a bit differently than the rest. She also tells you that when he originally came to the settlement, and she says this in front of her father, Mojen went off with him to see the temple area and came back a couple days later, which we already found out. They pretty much abandoned the settlement, so it's kind of there, like half set up. And one man refused to go. He said that he was not of a religious bent, and of course, one of the I don't want to say requirements, but one of the things they kind of implied was that if you were going to go live by the temple, you needed to be part of the temple, and he refused to do that. So he, in theory, is still there at that settlement, which does make the headman a little bit interested into what might be going on with him, possibly sending another group out there to take over that settlement. Of course, with words that there's a snake man, at least one snake man, which should be not exist out on the island. He's a little bit nervous to send another group out there, fearing that something's happened. Gemma Kent's where you're at. So that guy's name is, I was looking for. Well, I don't give you the wrong name again, because then you'll immortalize it, and then we'll have to use the wrong name the whole time. His name is Tenku, so Tengku, Tenku Joyo, Joyo. He stayed out there, basically. He's the only one from the settlement that did not go to the temple. And in theory, he's where that settlement is. And of course, she knows where it is. So she could point you in that direction. what you would know about, well, very specifically tied into Sorka's story, is the enclave of monks that's here in town is actually Zoan monks as well. Yeah. So other things you might have wanted to ask or questions, we can just kind of roll into. But that's kind of what you would have gotten as we're starting out here. You've kind of spent your money. He's interested there, the headman, in getting another group out there, but he doesn't want to send people with the island the way it is. Now, of course, now that you've seen a snake man, Chiari is pretty convinced that that's probably what's been going on, because the other thing too is that, because you probably would ask this, I'm sure, because you saw humans being sacrificed. She tells you that, as far as she knows, no humans from the village have been sacrificed. Some have been killed, apparently for committing blasphemies, which basically means saying something against Klein. But none from there have been killed. She did hear, though, although she did not see, that they periodically, men, and of course now she's seen them because she was with you, men that fit the description of what you guys are calling the pirates, the alleged pirates, occasionally brought people to the temple that were never seen again. So that may be where they're getting their human sacrifices from. So yeah. So you're all back together. What would you like to do? Any particular avenue you want to pursue?
Brighill will look at Panesta and go, how much did the headman say that he would pay us to go to this village and check on the man there at the village?
Oh, okay.
Did he give me a number?
Yeah, 500 gold pieces.
500 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can establish that it's safe, basically, or that he's dead, I guess.
Well, I can't establish that it's safe when there's a temple of snake men in the center of the island. There'd be no way to say it's safe if that's still there. Brighill, do you remember those? Well, were you with us? Yeah, I think you were. In Zambala when we faced down some snake men.
Brighill wasn't there, I don't think, was she?
No, Vanessa's like, no, you weren't there.
Yeah, I believe there's only been one actual encounter with snake men that I can remember, right? Just that one time. Well, besides the, Vanessa's unfortunate encounter.
Well, if the snake men are hiding in that temple, like we really need to clear it out. They're a danger to the entire ecosystem around them.
That sounds like a problem that you've taken upon yourself, of who you are following the Druidic faith. But how do you think us six are going to go in a temple that they know that we're coming back possibly and take on the people there? We've already lost 2 people at that temple. You tell me your plan.
I don't have a plan necessarily. Go there, fight, clear out the temple. That's my plan.
Go there and do a foolish thing and die is what it sounds like to me is your plan.
Pirates slew all my friends, and the snake men killed Lachlan. And the pirates are still kidnapping people for the snake men on their damn temple. You're not gonna just sit here and complain about these things. We've seen the snake men. We could do something. And we witnessed how Lachlan was able to turn the tide against 13 of these damn folks. With all of us combined, I think we could take on that temple.
Actually, Tulak, you bring up a good point. The pirates are actually taking people from, most likely the sea in order to sacrifice, right? Let's start there. Let's take out the pirate base first.
I'm telling you, we wait until it's just those 2 guys on the boat. We sneak on the boat, we take the boat, and we use their cannons to destroy the pirate base.
Vanessa
there
is
you
the only
go.
one who's spoken any words of wisdom so far. Tulok, you do not speak of Lachlan. You do not know him well enough to know. I mean, your words are as foolish as a Sorka to go back in that temple and thinking that you're no match to take on 13 men alone.
True. I ran from that fight because I felt as you did. There's no way that myself and Lachlan alone would be able to take on 15 or 13 men. That's the reason why I ran. But he alone stood the ground and he was able to turn back all of our pursuers. He killed at least 5 or 6 of them, including that snake man.
We cannot change what is in the past. That is what the great toad spirit of the local forest told me. We can only continue on and do better from here. I like Pinesta's plan. We take the boat, we destroy the pirate base. The temple stops getting their sacrifice. That at least weakens them a little bit.
And maybe they'll send people to check on the pirate base and we can pick them off.
Hey, question, Daniel. After telling the Merchants Guild and the headman about the pirates, were they sending anybody out to force on the pirates or not?
They are looking for somebody to take out the pirates. Yeah, that they would be. They don't have like they're not. They'll assemble a militia, but if need be. But of course, they're not warriors per se. So if you were to offer a plan, they would likely pay you for it, along with keeping the boat, of course, which was the original thing that they had told you. But yes, now. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. He goes, Tam's a sailor. Maybe he could tell us more about these pirates.
Why would I know anything about pirating?
Well, you're a sailor, and you've been around these pirates, navigating away from them, haven't you?
Yes, that's exactly what I do. I navigate away from them. And scurvy men. They don't stand up to anything. I mean, not like the likes of you, of course. You're brave and you're hardy. Most of these men, they just eat fish. They're not as skilled and as trained as you are.
Have you killed any of them in the past?
Well, I say I've seen a few go under.
Make a D6 roll just to see how much you might have encountered there, Mike.
2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've heard like that. In fact, it's pretty rare that the merchant boats have been hit. It tends to be smaller fishing craft that turn up like burnt up and the people are missing from them. Like the main merchant ships that carry all the money, they don't seem to have been hit as often, but maybe because they have guards. I mean, you're not sure. You can have whatever speculation you want. But as for everything you've heard about, has been like fishing boats that have been hit.
Brighild is going to stand up and stand over the top of Tam and look down at him, and she's going to go, with your background and the 5 of us, can 6 of us in total, can we man that pirate ship? And, she'll describe the ship of what she saw to him. Is that enough of us to man that ship to get it out of the harbor before they try to take it back?
Well, I could do it myself, but of course, with all of you, we would be able to do it, no problem.
Do not speak words of heroism yet, little man. You cannot man that ship by yourself. I am not that foolish, but
You have not seen me sail. I am no ordinary sailor.
you sound almost as brave as the one named Tulok.
Hey, don't look at me. I'm not a brave fella. I just want to make sure that those snake men pay for what they've done.
Do you know how to use the guns on that boat, Tam? That's what we
guns?
use. The guns.
I'm a sailor.
cannon.
I'm not a gunner.
They've got catapults, I believe. Yeah.
Catapults.
Or tripod. ballistas, yeah. I don't think
Ballista,
they have
yeah.
cannons, yeah. I mean, I have to look. I'm like, I see no guns on there.
I see that you're carrying a bow, Tam. So ballista are sort of like a big bow.
Yes.
How difficult could it be to fire one of those?
Well, I think it would be hard for me to fire them if I'm taking the ship. You know,
I
we
think,
should get the ship underway, and someone else should be firing them.
I think that was his point, was that sailing the ship and moving it through the water, a good sailor can do alone, but obviously he will have his hands full in doing so. Obviously, he cannot sail the ship and run down below and fire the ballista when he has to be up on deck steering the boat. And I think that's what he meant when he said he could do it alone.
Point
This
taken.
is a
Yes.
wise woman.
He just kind of chuckles and folds her arms.
Well, I know nothing of sailing, so if you wish me to man the ballista, that I could stay there and fire when you tell me to.
I've done a little bit of it. I could help you with the raising of the sails and tacking and things like that.
See, with the two of us, we should be able to do it no problem.
And all 6 of us, it shouldn't be as difficult as having 2 of you guys only.
But it seems as though the plan has formed itself.
We should go to this village though first and check on this man from the city here and see what the status is with him, if he is still there and
I agree.
alive.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So what they'll tell you is, I'll switch you guys to the other map just so you can see. Sorry, I'm looking up how ballistas work. Yeah. Okay. Isle of the Serpent. So you guys, if you remember, came in at the top of the map, around here. It's, I don't know, you can't see where it says C, but right there where you, no, I'm sorry. You landed here actually. Right? And then you made your way, you can see where you guys went. The village is somewhere around here. There's like a beached area over here. That's where they came up. So it's somewhere in that hex, it's like a 3-mile hex. So you should be able to find it from that general area. She knows that because she came. Yep.
What's the blue circle like in the middle of the island there? What's that for? There, that little, you drew a blue circle here.
That's the pirate camp.
That's the pirate camp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll just go over it. You guys came in from here. The pirate camp is there, right? The boat's out in the water, obviously. Then there's that path that leads to the stairs that you guys found. And then right here is the temple. Dead center.
Okay.
So we could actually sail to that spot where the village is on that side, man.
Yep.
That's correct. Yeah, you could go directly there. I mean, that's where they landed. So you should be able to bring the boat right over there. Yep. If you want to explore that first. It's literally on the other side of the island from the pirates.
Well, Brickhild, I think we do need to find this man if he's still alive. I think you're right.
Yes, and they've offered payment for it to bring back and they've been faithful with that, with bringing back the daughters. So I think that would be the best thing to do first. And whatever they in the Merchants Guild or whatever would offer to maybe take out more pirates, we can discuss with them.
Just be careful if we see any monks.
Well, we have the excellent archer, or well, it's 2 archers, it would seem. Maybe they can take out a few.
Panesta, I would like to suggest that we sail under the starlight. If we go there during the day, I'm afraid they may spot us from far away.
Well, I am not a sailor, Tulak, but of course Tam claims to be one.
It claims I am a sailor.
Well, she smiles at you. I didn't mean to malign your skill. I just, haven't seen it yet, that's all. Seeing is believing.
Oh, well, find me a ship and I will sail it.
Gulak, I do not believe you have the information we had before since you joined us on the island, but it would be very hard to sell up that straight to where the pirates are. It's very difficult to go up in there, and second of all, we would not be foolish enough to just sail right up there anyway. We're go back in from land and take our plan that way.
Well, I think he was talking about just even going to the settlement. Do we sail up by starlight? Is that what you were saying, Tulak?
Yeah, I would like to suggest that. It is up to you to decide, Brighild and Vanessa.
Well,
Yeah. And if you guys are going to go look for this the mission for the settlement, then you can once again use the boat from the headman Gunham, and of course I guess the cousins of Tam will go with as well. They're not combatants, so they're not going to go and try to fight the pirates, but they are sailors, so they could help sail the first boat anyways. In
but do you, Tam, if you know the area, do you think that we could sail that side by starlight? Brighild is correct. We can't get where the pirates are by starlight because there are those rocks and shoals and things.
You guys really didn't go. Nobody that you know has gone really over there. Kiara would tell you that they didn't go in the nighttime, but it didn't look dangerous. It wasn't like they. She didn't sense that it was hard to sail in there, but she's not a sailor, and nobody that has actually sailed that. So it would be hard for him to know just looking at a map. But it looks like there's enough space. I mean, there's not a huge strait there. You're looking at, I think each one of these hexes is like a mile. So, no, 275 yards. So actually, you're looking at like 3/4 of a mile, roughly, of width. That's a pretty wide area to sail through. So, yeah. You would guess, Tam, that it probably is not bad.
Yeah.
But you won't know until you get up there.
Well, they did get a ship back there themselves. So,
Yep. They just didn't go at night.
yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm not a sailor, so I have to go by sailor's judgment here.
Well, if we're careful, I think we can do it. But why jeopardize our boat?
I could always turn into a bird of some kind and scout ahead for us first. See if they're there, how many are there, etc.
You could.
Your talents are quite amazing.
On the settlement, it's just supposed to be this one guy left, right? As far as we know.
Yep. As far as you know, that he's the only one that did not join the rest. What the headman wants is, if you can find him, obviously, and hopefully he'll have information because it's been, well over a month. I think it's almost 2 months about the area, and he can probably tell you how safe it is if he's alive, of course, and whether or not the settlement's still like in any shape or before he just sends another crew out there. So, but yeah, as far as you know, there's one guy that stayed at the settlement. Otherwise, everybody else went to the temple.
Well, I still think sending another crew out there seems a little strange and foolish when you have this other pyramid, but I won't tell the headman that.
Well, no, I mean, he's obviously concerned about that as well, but, at the same time, it's a big island, and, you only saw one snake man. You very well could have killed it. Although Kiari is not very sure that there's not, she still believes that Mojen is under some kind of some kind of a spell or something, and also that being that Clang is a Zoan monk, there are, and Tam would know this, that there are rumors that they are kind of magical. They're so powerful is their religious seller that they actually have been known to like control the elements and other kinds of magical abilities. So could be. Of course, if you go to the monastery here in town and ask them that, they will just smile and they won't deny it, but they're not going to agree to it. It's more of a, folktale.
Out of character, the monastery over here in Jemand Ket, is that also of Yig?
No, it's a Zoan monastery.
Okay.
Which is what they worship, the Earth Serpent, or I gotta look it up. But Botsu, which is kind of like the sister god to Yig. So it's also a snake god, but it's a different snake god. Yeah. I mean, if you want to go talk to the monastery, of course you could do that as well. If you want to talk to any people, you can do that. I was just throwing some stuff out as an info dump, but you certainly can go to places and ask questions because I didn't really give you everything. I just gave you the basics. What I will tell you though, just because I had to look up the rules, just so and you would know this, if you're the boat, if it has a ballista, or you didn't really see it that closely, but if it has a ballista or a catapult, pretty much anybody that has like all weapons will be able to use it. So any of the fighters, we should be able to man it. It's going to take anywhere from 2 to 6 people to actually man the weapon if you want to fire it at a relatively fast rate. The more people you have on it, the faster it'll operate. Insofar as sailing the boat, I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Insofar as sailing the boat, I mean, yeah, out on open sea, like a trained sailor can get the boat to sail. To get it out of a narrow strait, one person doing it is probably going to be a little trickier, though not impossible. But even if you're not trained sailors, as long as you have a trained sailor that's guiding you, you can do things like pull the sails and this kind of stuff. So it's not unreasonable for you to be able to sail the boat with 1 or 2 people, as long as that strait is safe.
Just like our previous journey. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just like our previous journey, we could rely on Tam's cousins for the navigation.
Oh yes, they're very good sailors. See, we come from a family of sailors. You know them, you would know me.
If we could all work together to man the ballista, who knows? We may be able to fire quicker.
Yeah, it's basically with 4 people running it. I'm gonna call it. It says it's a rock throwing ballista or a stone hurling ballista. So it's basically a light catapult, essentially, as far as rate of fire. So with 2 people, you can fire it once every 8 rounds. With 3 people, you can fire it once every 3 rounds, or 4 rounds rather, and with 4 people, you can fire it once every other round. Is that right? I think I should give you the right numbers. Yeah. So I mean, but again, rounds are you're throwing rocks from the sea, so it's not like you're. But if you're planning on like bombing the shore, you definitely can get a bunch of shots off before they can do anything to you. You also know that they have, the range on a ballista is like 450 yards for the long range, 300 for medium, 150 for short. And I think it's 80 yards out when you saw it the last time. So it's short range. Of course, 80 yards is also, I think, you could probably shoot a bow that far too. So you won't be completely safe if you stay that close. But you do have info, and you can get more info by doing reconnaissance if that's what you want to do. Did you want to? I know Crystal had said that you wanted to maybe recruit some mercenaries. The 2 sailors that are Gunham's men, they will go. The cousins, they're not warriors though, so they're not going to get on the pirate ship. But they'll sail you to the island.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how you want to work that out. I had in my mind what I would like to hire, but
well, I'll tell you what's available. That's how we're
okay,
going to do
that's
it.
fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Roll 2d4 to see how many possible mercenaries.
Okay, since I love you so much, I'll do that. A 4 and a 2, 6 total.
Okay, so there's 6 total available. All right, so go ahead and roll 64, and I'll tell you what they each are.
64.
Yeah, because there's four possible mercenary options. So if you roll 64, I'll tell you.
All right.
I mean, obviously anybody can hire the mercenaries.
I rolled
Okay.
4 ones and 2 twos.
I got it. Okay, so the ones are light infantrymen, so they're basically guys with spears. And the 2s are they have crossbows. They have daggers and crossbows. So the crossbowmen. The crossbowmen are obviously much more expensive. The light infantry are one of the cheaper things. You're gonna need to make. What's your charisma?
I have a 13. I get a +1 reaction.
All right. Make it a
No,
reaction.
I'm sorry. I have a 16. I get a +1 reaction.
Nice. Okay, so 8 + 1 is 9. All right, so good. This is that's a good reaction. So they'll go for the normal rates. Of course, they get paid up front. So any and all of those are available. There are 6 total that can be hired, and they are wearing leather armor. You know, the spear fighters or crossbowmen. Let's see. Let me go to my page and how much they cost.
Is it by the book, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, they're going to be more or less the book prices. Because they do not go into dungeons or anything, of course, for that price. They're just going to go on the boat in the wilderness.
It says the light crossbowmen are 6 gold each, and the light infantry are 4 gold. It says.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what they'll cost. But again, they don't go into their martial support. So they'll come with it to the island. But like they're not gonna like go into the temple, you know, of course. Not at that kind of price. Oh.
Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense. So to hire all of them would be a total of 28 gold.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if anyone else wants to hire mercenaries. If not, then I'm just going to hire them all.
Okay. Does anybody else want to hire mercenaries? That's what's available.
Nope, I'm broke. I don't have any money.
Yeah, I spent all my money too.
I spent my money sending Lackland back home.
Okay. Yeah, and since your charisma is 16, you can have up to 8 henchmen, which these aren't really henchmen; they're mercenaries, so you can definitely manage that many. It shouldn't be a problem. If you'd like, yeah, just get them up front, and of course you got to provide them with a place to food and that kind of stuff. But yep, they will go.
Daniel, in our previous game when we caroused, did we lose all of our gold? Like, everything that we had in reserve, or just the one, the amount that we earned from that adventure?
Yeah, you only carouse with the money that you earned from that adventure. Yeah, so if you had other gold, then you would have it still.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Unless you invested it in a ship venture.
I did not.
Well, I mean, even that. Again, like if you had like 100 gold pieces before the adventure started, and then let's say you had 500 gold pieces on the adventure, and then you caroused for all 100% of your money, it would just be the 500. It wouldn't be the original 100.
Okay,
You
cool.
get to keep that
Yeah.
money. Yeah.
If that's the case, then I do have enough money. Are there any shield bearers or shield wielding infantrymen?
No, what's available is 4 guys that wield long spears, and 2 guys that do crossbows. I mean, you can buy shields for them if you want. That's just what they come with. That's what they come with. But you can, that's you and Sorker can sort that out. Who wants to hire what? But you can buy them any weapons you want. That's just what they come with.
Just to let you know, I don't know if you're changing it. It says that the light infantryman they have leather armor, small shields, a short sword, and a short spear.
Yeah, that's not what they have.
Okay.
They have what I just told you.
Okay,
I'm
just
no, it's
making
fine.
sure.
I'm putting it in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
So your light infantrymen, that's their stats. They're all just going to be the same because I'm not going to stats for every
Cool.
individual person. And
I'd like
the
to hire. I'd like to hire 2 light infantrymen and 1 crossbowman.
Okay, so you guys are going to split them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's the stats for the infantrymen. If I can find Zoom again, and then this will be the stats for the crossbowmen. So that's how they're set up. You can get any other armor or whatever you want for them if you have money to do that. They'll use their fighters, so they can use any weapon. They are charging. What was it, Crystal? Again, sorry, I left that page.
Am I muted or am I unmuted? I'm unmuted. Okay. The light infantrymen are 4 gold each, and the light crossbowmen are 6 gold each.
Okay, and that's per month, but you got to pay it up front.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then just I don't care. You guys can figure this out. This is their names. Those are the 6 names. So you sort that out. If you want to use a name for them, there you go. That's 6 names for you. Okay, yeah. So you guys have been hiring these mercenaries. Did you want to investigate anything else in this city? Go anywhere else while you're in the main area here? Oh my God! Someday I'll remember the name of this town. Every time I forget it. Yamanket. Yeah.
I don't have anything I'd want to do unless somebody else did.
I just want to buy more arrows.
Okay. Yeah. Any of the stuff. Any normal equipment's available. The only thing that would be hard to get would be armor of anything heavier than just leather. But any like shields are available, and any like arrows, crossbows, stuff like that is pretty readily available.
I'll buy 2 regular shields for 2 of my infantry guys also.
Okay. Yeah, normally, like when you came here before, you actually had trouble getting some weapons. Actually, you had to go to the monks to get them. But that's because nobody knew you. So you came back to kind of heroic, having returned the headman's daughter. So you have some access now to things you didn't have before. Okay, and you can use that same boat again if you want. Is the plan to go to the island and look for the lost settler, or did you want to spy on the pirates, or or both?
Well, eventually both, but I think we wanted to go to the settlement first to look for Tenku.
Okay.
But can I, if Kaori will still talk to me, can I
Yeah,
ask her why she went to the temple when Clang and Mojin came back?
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, well, you're hanging out with her. I mean, she's would confide in you for sure because when you basically saved her. Well, I mean, she said that they went to the island to establish a settlement, and they started setting up that first area, which was decent, near the water. There was fishing, whatever. But it was very difficult, obviously, starting a new settlement. And then when Clang came and said they basically already had a settlement there that was working efficiently, Mojen went to check it out, and he came back and he was very ecstatic that there was safety because there was already structures there. There were already rice paddies that had been in existence before. They were able to kind of retrieve, and he was the headman. So you settle where the headman says you settle. So everybody went, and it was fine for a while, but then it just seemed like over time that it became more and more restrictive as to what they could do. And while most people that were there, were fine with the worshiping of Yig, they worship many different gods, like most people, and many of them have religious fervor. It wasn't for everyone, and those that spoke up were seen as blasphemers, and that's when she started feeling very uncomfortable. And of course, then, she wasn't a man that she had interest in was seen as a blasphemer and crucified. And then shortly after that, Mojen took her as his woman.
Okay.
You know, because she needed protection, basically, not having a man.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I was just, so was there mention of Yig worship and when
Yeah.
Clang and Mojen came back? They
Yeah,
told
there
everyone.
was. There was.
Okay.
Right. They said that it was a temple of Yig and that Clang had you know, spoken with an avatar of the god. And he was a Zoan monk, and of course everybody knows that Zoan monks are powerful warriors, and you know, of course it was safety
Okay.
you know, with the monks. So you know, it seemed like a good gig. So I mean, yeah, she clearly felt like once she got there, it wasn't going the way that she wanted, and many people felt that way. She thinks. However, um, she won't deny that. Yeah, they went on their own accord. Like they didn't put spears to them and make them go. They asked, and the village left. So
Did Tenku give a reason to not go? If there was safety and
he, you know, he's a. I mean, you wouldn't know this, so she says he's a Linji, um, and they do not. They prefer to live off the land and not the. They're not as civilized as we are. And you actually you speak the language, so Linji is kind of like their word for barbarian.
okay.
So he had already been kind of from a tribe that lived like more like in the wilderness, and he seemed to take it as he left the structure of a city to build something, not to just go to another city. That was why he didn't go. That's what he said, anyways.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Kiori, for all your information.
Yeah. You know,
Right.
and she says, you know, obviously anything that you want, let me know. You know, obviously she wants anyone who wants to leave that place should be able to. And also she thinks that there's, like she said, she thinks that there's something going on with Mojen because he changed a lot.
Well, I agree. Anyone who wants to leave certainly should be able to, and yes, I'll see what I can do. I don't know what we can do, our little group, but I'll do what I can.
Right. Yeah, she's happy with that. That's all you can ask for, right? And of course, she's actually interested. She mentions when all this conversation is going on that if the when not if but when the island becomes safe again and they resettle, that she wants to go back because she does want to help with you know, with the settlement of this island. Of course, her father's like, oh God, you know, yeah. So there's that.
Okay.
Was there anything anybody else wanted to do while you're here in town?
Yeah. Sorka wants to go. I'm guessing they have like a medical hut or something around
Well,
him.
I mean, there's all kinds of temples. Most people would just go there.
Yeah, while I'm in town, I'm gonna have my cure disease. So for how many ever days we're in town or whatever, I'd like to go like cure someone of a disease, basically.
Nice. You definitely can do that. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I mean, do you want to do it at the temple of your god? What god do you?
Um, I mean, she mostly worships Yunde. I mean, you know, because of nature and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I mean, she understands balance, so she kind of respects all the gods. Uh, I think mostly probably be like whoever is the most sick or has the deadliest disease would be the one she'd cure first. Not necessarily what religion they are.
Okay, so you're just gonna wander around looking for sick people. All right, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Let's see if you find anybody. It's 3D. Yeah. You don't actually encounter anybody that seems to need that. I mean, you can probably help people, but you don't really see anybody that's very, very sick with disease. This is a pretty. All the temples are here, so there's a lot of healing going on. But yeah, whatever services you want to do is obviously respected and accepted by the people. You guys are starting to get noticed. I mean, first of all, you don't look like everybody else because you're clearly from the mainland, which is why you kind of like being ignored a little bit at first. But now that you're kind of word got around that you've come back from the island alive, and that of course you probably overhear people talking in the where they're like drinking like the honey wine, and they're just like talking about this group that like slayed a dragon, or there's like all kinds of stuff already spreading. But yeah, you guys getting a bit of a reputation. But when you're ready, we'll say so. All that'll probably take so we are on the third day of the 11th month of the 9th year, and we are sailing in the same boat with the same 2 sailors, but now with Tam also helping, I guess, to the Isle of the Serpent.
Yeah, Brickfield on this visit on the trip there, she's definitely going to watch Tam to see exactly how skilled he is.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean it's a cheap. Good.
The night before we leave, I would like to gather some berries and cast Good Berry.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean here you can definitely find berries.
I get 4 of them.
Nice.
So I will offer them to my group. Only got 4, but they'll last for 6 days. So who all would like a good berry?
I'll take one, Sorka. I like your berries.
Yeah, I was muted. Sorry. Australia would definitely like one.
Ooh, do you have any more?
Brigio tells you to give one to Tulog. He'll need it.
Yep, give one to Tulog. And I have one. I have one left for now. So Brig or Tam.
Tam won't speak up because he's the new guy on the block, so he figures all the good stuff will probably go to the regular crew.
Yeah, I'll carry one up then for whoever would need it.
Okay. All right, they'll last for 6 days, so just know.
Okay. What's your intelligence, Brickhill?
14.
Oh, nice. Okay. Roll d6.
Man, I ain't even got my dice ready.
Oh.
That is a 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you're watching. Maybe just to make sure that Tam seems like he knows what he's doing, and you realize as you're watching it that just maybe because things that you've done in the past with maybe rope and other things, you're putting together that that you probably could sail this. Like you're learning basically, so you can consider yourself you'll get an advantage if you have to sail the boat because you've been watching him and learning.
Yeah,
so I am a good sailor.
She'll go over to Panesta and just speak to Panesta and go, I've been watching this new when the sailor since our voyage began. It seems like he does have skill at this and seemed to learn a few things from just watching him. So if we do get to the pirate ship and try to get it out of the harbor, I will do my best to help him get it out of there. I believe that by observing him, I can help him, and maybe you can run the rest of it if we need to fight back.
I'm glad that you've been observing. I'm glad you've been learning. And yes, I would love to help man one of those ballista. It sounds like a plan to me.
During the day while we are rowing, Sorka would like to turn into a seagull, and she would like to fly ahead of the boat and make sure everything is clear. And
Okay.
I mean, assuming it is, she'll just come back every once in a while.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're out in the open sea, and you can see out for miles and miles. So you can definitely, from up top, you can see even further. So sure. Let's see if any sea monsters attack you. Unfortunately, not. Okay. It's pretty chill. You already know where to camp, right? You found an island already that you camped on. This time you still see, although I guess two of you are different people, but you see the remains picked apart and started to be bleached, the bones of a very large predator that was had harassed the party the first time. But you're able to camp out on that island, and I think since you know that island well enough, I'm not going to worry about anything bothering you there. And you can move around to where you're coming. Let's see. Let me get you onto that map. So that's our sailing
Can't pull
map.
the teeth out of that skull before they go.
Sure. Yeah, I mean it's there. You guys can mess with that.
Yeah. I want the dino teeth.
Nice. Yeah, definitely do that. All right, let's see what we got here. So you are sailing to the Isle of the Serpent. So you're going to come around. Now, these guys know because you have the same sailors and they probably tell Tam that if you were to try to sail into this area where you guys had thought about sailing before, it's possible through this center part. So this is how you'll get out, I guess, if the tide's high. But from what they observed before, low tide, you will not get out. So you'll need to time that if you want to get out of that area. But they point that out to you because you guys also had a map, so they show you on the map. Other things that you notice, if you remember, you see those giant birds flying around here. And as you come you're approaching over from this direction where the area is that potentially you want to land the boat. Did you want to wait till it gets dark? Is that your plan? You're going to kind of like anchor or just tack back and forth so you can move in under starlight? That was your plan? Or do you just want to get close to the beach and then stay out until, like when you say you want to go in under starlight, are you talking about going to the entire cove under starlight, or are you talking about go to this beach under starlight? What's your approach?
Well,
Being the low man on the totem pole, Tam will offer nothing.
what do you think, Brickhill? Do you think with just
If this is
one
to that village, right? Going
Yeah,
to the village.
Yep.
yeah, the
village.
settlement.
I mean, let me think. She would probably suggest maybe to go at night if there's some starlight, maybe get it close enough that maybe in case something is off about it.
Good. Sounds good. Just looking at the moon. Oh yeah, you're actually in almost a full moon. So it's bright. So yeah, you wait until it gets dark, the moon comes up, and you sail towards the beach. You can see these like sandy beaches, as you start to approach. You're in like basically a junk, so I think you can get all the way pretty close to the shore. Like you can move it right up onto the beach like you did before. We're not really on a junk, you're like a small boat. Let's see. So this is a broad strip of beach. Okay, so yeah, you can see clearly on the beach. You can see the area where the initial camp was set up. It's a wide beach. It goes back like a few hundred yards, and you can see like there's like a tree line, and you can see signs of like trees and stuff being felled probably when they first moved everything in. So you can still see the remains of that, and you can actually see what appears to be pretty overgrown at this point because it's been a couple of months, and obviously it's a jungle. But you can see a path going in. As far as on the beach itself, you don't see any predators or anything like that on the beach. It looks actually deserted. Yeah, so from the beach, that's all you really see. You'd have to go in deeper if you want, like get off the boat and explore in deeper if you want to see anything else.
And there is enough natural light, you say, to
Yeah, the moon's out. It's almost a full moon, and the stars are out. It's clear, so you could definitely, but once you get under the jungle cover, it's going to be very dark. So, If you want to actually go into the jungle, it's going to be dark. You'll need torches. Or if you want to just wait on the beach tonight till the morning, or however you want to do it. But the beach looks clear. Make it look safe.
It
Yeah,
looks safe, Brighild.
Yeah,
Famous last words.
she would probably suggest then let's just camp out on the beach and move in at first light.
Sorka is still in golf form, so she could go ahead if you wanted her to. I mean, I haven't said I have gotten out of golf form yet.
Okay. I mean, I'm not sure.
I mean,
how
yeah,
else you
she
go.
couldn't communicate this, but I'm letting you guys know that Sorka is in golf form, so she would understand any commands you gave her.
Well, yeah, if you want to fly over, just be very careful.
You're gonna fly into the woods in the dark? Because remember, it's nighttime. Birds don't generally
Yeah.
fly around at night.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. My bad. Nope. I guess I won't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I'm going to imagine a gull probably can't see that well in the dark because they don't really fly at night so much. I don't know that, but it seems that way.
Nah.
But yeah, I mean, you guys camp out either on the beach or on the boat, however you want to do it. And the night passes. The beach is wide. The two Tam's cousins, they break out some fishing poles and stuff or some nets, and you guys are able to catch some fresh fish. It's a pretty like kind of shallow but even cove, and it seems like actually a really nice place to set up a camp for what you can tell. In the morning when the sun comes up and you kind of start to get your stuff ready, you can see that, yeah, clearly overgrown now, but there was a pretty distinct path cut into the woods. And it doesn't take long. I mean, you walk in, like when you walk like the length of the beach and you get kind of close to the jungle part and you can see the path. As your eyes adjust to the fact that it's like darker in there, you can actually see like maybe 100 yards in, you see the beginnings of a palisade. It looks like they were building up a wall.
And can you ping that for me real quick where we're talking about looking at?
You guys are
Where you,
see,
the
let me see.
palisade and all?
For you, I will ping it. Because, I like you. Okay, it is there. In fact, I'll draw a city for you.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I'm so nice. Let me draw a little. Whoop. There you go. It's like right there. It's in like half a hex. So I think a hex is a mile in this one.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's 275 yards. I keep saying it's that. Yeah, so it's not very far in. I mean, you come out the beach, you couldn't really see it from the beach at night because it was basically in the jungle. But it's undercover basically. But in any case, yeah, it's right there, and you can see the palisades. I mean, from the distance that you're at, like just looking at it, it looks like it's deserted. You don't see anything there. Let's see. It does look like some of the palisade is like it's partially constructed. And you can see, like part of the wall there, and you see some other like trees just kind of like chopped up, like they cut them down to continue to build the palisade, but then didn't finish it. They just left them there. So you see what looks like kind of an abandoned work site.
Okay.
Unless you want to get in closer, I guess.
Do you want me to take a closer look? I'd be happy to.
I think it would be best that you and the ranger maybe stay back. You both have bows, and maybe let me and one of the other ones go in. And if we come running out, you will be ready with your bows.
I'll go with you, Brighild.
Austria cause. I mean, Sorka. I didn't even say Austria.
Yes, daylight. We could signal the gull to go in, huh?
Yeah, the gull can fly in if she wants.
Yeah, if you ask her to fly in, Sorka will. She'll go ahead and she'll fly in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can fly in there. The gull does not immediately get killed. It flies back. I mean, you can't actually talk to them, so you.
Yeah. I'll just fly back and cuddle back into Austria's arms. I'll let you guys take that however you want.
Oh, there must not be anything immediately dangerous.
I hand her a little piece of the cooked fish, and then just kind of look over at the others.
Mine, 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 mine.
Look over at the others, and say, "Do we wish to explore, or simply make our way to our goal?"
Oh no, we need to explore, I think. I would like to anyway.
Well. I am,
Okay.
I'm fairly good at moving unseen as well. If you need my help, just simply say so.
Well, maybe us three go into the behind the walls first to see what we find, and the bowman can be ready if we come out in a hurry.
Just give us a signal when you want us to go inside and assist you. I have Kun, Na, and Jewel all ready to assist as well, and these three guys are all nodding at the same time.
I think it's so awesome you brought your cousins.
I don't know if there is, 'cause
Saddest henchman deaths ever.
no, the sailors aren't going to go in. That's for sure. Yeah, you can approach the palisade, and yeah, it looks like somebody started building it. They clearly a little bit deeper in. You can see that there's like an area where it was like pretty meticulously like they started chopping the trees down, and like you can even see the where they pulled the stumps out, like they were gonna maybe like have fields there to grow vegetables or whatever. But it's stopped. Like they it's like in mid work. Like somebody set up a work site and then like left before finishing it. You'd see a handful of small structures like with thatched roofs. They're collapsed in. It looks like it's been abandoned. You don't see anything moving around, like anything obvious. I mean, the small animals and stuff. You hear the monkeys in the trees and the birds and stuff. But as you're kind of looking around this place, it just looks like if you didn't know exactly what happened, it would seem very odd because it looks like somebody was settling here and getting everything in, and then all of a sudden just stopped what they were doing, and then they're gone. But of course, you know where they went. You don't see any signs of this Tanku. Yeah.
There are some completed huts, though.
Yep. Yeah. There's a couple of huts that there's some huts that are like completed. You can see like remnants of what would have been like temporary structures as well. Like as they were building better ones, they like put up just like thatch where they leaned it against trees and stuff. Those have mostly collapsed. And you can see fire pits and the like things like that where they would have started to build this place out. But it looks like again it was just like stopped. Like they started building it and they stopped, and wherever they went, well, you know where they went, but wherever they went, who knows? Right?
Yeah, he would. She would. Brickhill would suggest a pin and a stray of it. We each take like a hut, and see if there's anybody in there or anything, and search them.
Yep, I was having the same thought.
Cool. All right, everybody can roll a d6 then. So that'd be Nesta, Brickhill, and Estrella.
That is a 1.
Cool. There you go.
Nope, 5.
What'd you get,
Is Australia still carrying me?
I would assume not if I'm going into if I'm trying to sneak into this place.
Okay.
I rolled a 4, by the way.
Okay. All right, Tony, roll a d6 to see if you're surprised.
Oh, shit.
A 5.
Okay, you're not. And neither are they. So you go into this hut, and as you kind of pull aside the opening that was just some thatch that was like put over, you see. Yeah, you've never seen one of these before. So you see what appears to be, and you see kind of the back of it, and it quickly turns towards you, and you see that it's a man, but well, you've seen monkeys. It's a monkey man. So it's basically a man that looks like a monkey. And it sees you, and its eyes get really big. And it says something in the monkey language. It's like, ooh, whatever monkeys do, and then it jumps out the window. It's like, the
There's
like
just
on the
one
side
of
of the
them?
hut. Yep, you just see one. It like jumps out. Well, I guess you could roll initiative if you want to try to grab it, but it's going to try to jump out the window. You can see it's trying to run.
Yeah, I'll try to stop it.
All right, roll initiative against this thing.
That
Oh,
was
we
a
got one.
6.
Oh, yeah, you get to go first. So it's about to jump out. What do you want to do? Oh,
I'm going to try to grapple it or whatever.
okay, make an attack.
And I'm
roll.
going to yell out at Panesta and Estrella as I do, run towards it to grab it. I'll yell something out, some pre-warning we have.
Awesome. Yeah, make an attack roll. See if you get it.
Oh, that's probably not going to hit much of nothing. Let me make sure. Well, it hits armor class 8.
That's its armor class. So yeah, you got it.
Oh, wow.
It gets an avoidance save, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, I think it made it though. We rolled 18 on the save. Let me just make sure. I think it does get an avoidance save. If I'm not mistaken. I always forget that for this. Even though we grapple all the time, I can never remember exactly how it works. It's not under. I believe it gets an avoidance save. Is it under the encounter? Combat. Back on. I'm coming. Here you go. You. Okay, attack modifier. Gets an avoidance save. Okay, so it's going to jump. It takes its turn to try to run, but of course you yelled. So at the very least, hold on. It still would probably make it. What's your strength?
14.
That's a +1.
Yep, damage. Well, no attack, but damage adjustments +1.
Okay. Yeah, no. So it
S
still would
is
have just
3.
even if I use it as a modifier, it still would have escaped. So yeah, you grab it and it's it's wily, so and it jumps out the window. But you did yell, so everybody who's in the city, which would be Brickhild and I'm sorry, Brickhild, you obviously attacked it. Panesta and Estrella, you hear Brickhild yell out, that she found something, and you hear kind of like a crashing sound, and then you look over and you see this monkey man, which is let me see how big these things are. Let's see. Monkey man stand around 4 feet. Yeah, so they're little. They're little monkeys. So it basically it jumps out the window. You guys see it jump, and it's making monkey sounds. It starts to climb up a tree. And you can probably see. Actually, both you guys can roll a d6. That are outside, I guess.
D6.
Yeah. See if you see.
I got a 1.
Oh, nice.
3.
You can see that Australia, that it's got something in its hand, something shiny. As it jumps up in the tree and starts to kind of climb, trying to kind of move away.
So these you call them monkey man? Do they look like just a monkey, or do they look like some kind of weird cross?
They look like a weird cross. Yeah, you can definitely tell that they're not just monkeys. Especially because of the intelligence in their eyes.
Okay.
They
We don't have
although
a picture in the module.
Yeah, they do, but the picture actually makes them look like monkeys. But it says they're like ape men, which kind of look more like men. Here, I'll show you the picture.
Okay.
I think the picture makes them look more like a monkey than I would imagine them, based on the fact they're monkey men.
Oh, well, some of us have seen ape men.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Here.
I didn't want to. If it's like a natural monkey, my
No, it's pretty clear that it's not. I think.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like a demon or anything, but it's here. Let me show you the picture.
All right.
Because I think the picture looks more like a monkey than I imagine them, but because if they're like ape men, they should look more like men.
Yeah,
I
that
guess their
doesn't
feet
look like
and
a
stuff.
natural monkey
No.
to me.
Yeah, it's definitely not a natural monkey, but yeah.
So if he's scrambling up the tree with something shiny in his hand, I'm just gonna whip off my short bow and try to shoot him.
No, we were told they were generally friendly. He's probably just scared, Panesta will say, as you bring out your short bow.
Oh.
We were told they were generally friendly.
And she like slowly puts the bow back and said, I wasn't around for that part of the conversation, apparently.
Yeah, you see this thing darting off into the forest.
I thought it was like an early warning thing that it was gonna do. It was like, I didn't know.
I mean,
Well, I guess I
we were told.
Technically need to roll. Hold on, let me just make sure. It has an 11 and 12 for climbing. So yeah, okay, yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
Well, you can see it going through the. You can see it swinging like Tarzan or whatever. I mean, if you want to shoot it with a bow, it's probably close enough for that. But to grab it, it's gone.
Brickiel is going to yell at Estrella and say, send Sorka to see if she can track it just to make sure it's not going to bring more back.
Run back to the camp, but yeah, I can do that.
I mean, could I not have been like gliding over the area?
I don't know. Were you gliding?
I thought you said you were on Estrella's hand or something.
No,
I was, but then Australia said, I don't know, said like
she asked
did-
if I was still there, and I said if we're trying to sneak and be stealthy into this place, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be carrying a seagull in my hands.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm gonna say I stayed back since I didn't say anything different.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. You stayed back, but if you yell for the seagull, you can go. Go ahead and roll a d6, and you can use your wisdom as a modifier to see if you see this thing that they're yelling about. So if you have a high wisdom,
Okay, D6.
you can use.
And I do have a modifier of +1 on
All
my
right, so-
roll.
Okay,
I
so you
rolled
get
a
full-
1.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah. You see it immediately as soon as they say the monkey man, follow it. You see. Go. You see
Okay,
it.
she's gonna use her power to she's gonna end the power from being a seagull, and she's gonna transform because she hasn't transformed today. She's gonna transform into an Archaeopteryx.
I don't know if it's a normal animal.
I mean, it's in under the I was looking at this small. It's a small animal.
Oh, so okay.
And it says it's on page 301. So I assumed I could, but if I can't, then I'll do something else. But
I just isn't it natural animals? I think it's natural. It's fine. Doesn't matter. That just is kind of it's not mythological, I guess. So yeah, cool. You can turn to a
So, yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
how
and
fast are they?
I have seen one. They have
Yes.
a movement of 20 and a fly of 60.
Okay, yeah, so you're faster than it is. Okay, yeah, you can follow the monkey man.
Yep. So I will fly after it.
Okay. How long would you like to follow this thing?
I mean, I'll follow it for a little while. Maybe till it stops to rest or until it gets back to its camp, whichever comes first. I'll just keep an eye on it and make sure it's not gonna, do anything too bad.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. So you see, the seagull turn into an Archaeopteryx and follow this monkey man.
Yeah, in the meantime, Brickhill wants to go back in that hut that it was in and, search around it to see if she just maybe disrupted them in the middle of taking stuff, if there's any strewn stuff across the hut.
Yeah, you actually find that it looks like it had found some kind of there's a bit of a hole, and in the hole there was there's like a sack, an old silken sack that had it's empty now, but it clearly had something in it, and it took whatever was in it out of the sack. Like it must have found it buried under the ground, or it put it under the ground, or it's hard to really say.
But we don't find we don't find any like notes or letters or anything to indicate any of the people that were here writing anything, or the guy that was left behind.
No, you don't. But you can tell. I mean, if the are the other ones? Is a ranger going to join the party, or are you going to call on the rest of the party, or no?
He's
Yeah,
still out.
I figured
Yeah.
we'd send for him by now.
Okay. I think with the ranger, you'll be able to tell like some of the. I mean, you guys probably have a bit of an idea yourselves, anyways. But you can probably tell that up until maybe like a couple of weeks ago, it looks like the camp was occupied. You can tell by the fires and how recently trees have been chopped and stuff like that. But it seems like maybe it's hard to nail it exactly down, but it seems like a couple of weeks ago, it looks like that's when the last time there was anybody here that was burning fires or chopping down trees or doing anything like that. And let me just see how far away this. Since you're following this thing, let's see how far away you're.
Are there tracks on the ground?
Yeah, there should be tracks. You got a tracking skill?
Yeah. So
They're
let's
about 2
see.
weeks old, and you're in a rainforest, so it's rained. So I don't know if any of that affects it, but it probably does.
Yeah, difficult tracking. Old tracks. If it's outside, then it's 8 out of 12.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. 12. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. You can see actually. You're looking and you're just like, yeah. Hold on. This fire pit here looks like it was recently used, and then you kind of like look around. You can see if there's an area where there was maybe a heavy rain, and then since it's dried out, so there's like a very footprint. And then you kind of look and you can see the track, and you think you could probably track this. It's sandals, so it's not the monkey feet. I mean, you see some of those around too, but I'm assuming you're looking for a person's footprints.
Yeah.
And you do see like a sandal footprint.
And he's gonna motion to Brighild, and he kneels down and points at the footprints and say, maybe these belong to whom we're looking for, and it's headed in that direction. And he points.
Yeah, which is
That is a good. Yes, that is a good find. I believe when the druid returns, maybe we should see if you can keep the tracks and follow them for some ways.
Will do.
I will say to
Okay.
Estrella, I'm sorry, but if we don't have to make enemies of every species, everybody on the island, I didn't want to. And we were told they were generally friendly, although they could be dangerous, but I'm sorry, Estrella, if I upset you at all.
Oh, not in the least. I just, if anything, there's a lesson to be learned about being hasty, which, if anyone should know better, it should be me, because I was taught better.
Tell me about this monkey man that you saw. What did it look like? Obviously, monkey and a man, perhaps.
It is something I've never seen before. Of course, I'm not used to being in this type of environment. It was at first I thought it was a large monkey or small ape, but then the way it stood, it forms almost like a human, like it's part human and part monkey itself. It was around 4 foot tall or so, but when you see one, you will definitely know it's not just a monkey.
It, as Brighild said, it looks at first glance, but its mannerisms and the look in its eyes, you know that there's more than just an animal.
Was it
There.
wearing anything, or was it just clad in fur?
That one was not wearing anything. No.
Yeah, he was naked, but he he had something in his hand, something shiny. Of course, we didn't get a good view of it, but they're
Well,
like I said, they're I mean they're animals, but yet they're more than that. So
well, I'm glad that Sorka is tracking it. If it actually has something that's valuable or something that may tell us where to look for our friends here.
Okay. Sorka. Let's see. Let's see if these things notice that you're following. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
You're surprised.
1d6. I rolled a 6.
All right. You did not surprise them, so they see you. Well, they see you. They don't know you're a person, obviously. They just see that you're an animal. Let's see. You've been following him. So, this thing swings. You follow it for a while. I mean, if you're following it until it stops or until it reaches the camp, but you follow it for like maybe close to a mile, which doesn't take that long. It's moving pretty quickly. And you actually see it break out into what is clearly, it starts to make some noises like, ooh, like it's a monkey. And then it kind of opens up into what is some kind of a village, you would imagine. It is it's up in the air, I mean, the monkeys, they live in trees. Let's see. Yeah. Amongst the branches, there's a number of crude nest-like shelters. Of course, you can see them because you're flying. But if you would imagine they might be hard to see from below. However, as you kind of penetrate into this area and he's like going through it, you're following him. They see you, and I'm just gonna see if they're gonna try to. I mean, I don't know if they would. Do they eat? They might eat you. All right, let me see. Let me get a reaction for a lot of them. 5. Unfriendly. Okay, yeah, they're gonna throw rocks at you. They're gonna try to pelt. You're gonna try to pelt you with rocks, possibly to eat you. It's hard to really say.
Okay.
I mean, not all like 150 of them, because that would suck. No, it's not that many of them. Just kidding. All right, so you're gonna get attacked by some stones.
I have an AC of 6 as an Archaeopteryx.
Okay. Let's see. They are not that tough, but there's going to be 5 of them attacking you. So, they need a 13. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if you get pelted instead. Okay, that's 19. So that's 1. Miss. Hit. Hit. Wow, they're good. Hit. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you got hit 4 times. What's the damage the stones do? D4 plus 1. Okay. So you are being pelted with stones. 3, 7, 11, 14 points of damage.
Okay.
They try to drop you.
Let me see. I'm trying to remember how my shapeshift works.
You keep your hit points and your saving throws, as far as I remember.
Yeah, personal hit points and saving throws. Upon shapeshifting, 50% of any prior damage was lost. Okay.
Yeah, you get healed a bit when you turn back, but you do take the damage.
All right, yeah.
It just goes against your normal hit points. Yeah, it just goes against your normal hit points. Yeah.
So I took 14 damage. You said?
Yep.
Ow, that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, they pelt you. Go ahead and make a test of Constitution. To see if you can continue to fly. You can just use your con, even though I use birds, but you can use yours. Okay, yeah. You get pelted with rocks, and you go down. You like smash into like the ground, and you hear, and a bunch of these things are jumping out of the trees. So yeah, what do you want to do?
I mean, like, can I run away, or I mean, like, is my wing broken, or what?
No, you're not broken. You don't have broken one. As long as you have more than 1 hit point, you're up. You're still good. You just went down because you got weird.
So yeah, I mean, I'll try and like, get out of there. I'll try and fly back away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll initiative. They got 2. All right, yeah, go first. All right, you're faster than they are. So if you just boot out of there, yeah, you hear stones crashing behind you. Now, more importantly, roll another d6 for me. Okay, good. Yeah, you shoot back towards the party. They don't seem to follow you.
Okay. When I feel like I'm out of like range of them being thrown and like they're not following me and stuff, I'll wait for just a second just to see like a couple of minutes just to make sure they're not sending enforcements or something like that.
Yeah, you can stop in a tree or whatever. Nothing seems to follow you. No.
Okay. Then then I'll fly back, and I'm obviously pretty beat up, but I'll fly back to the party, and like I'll like land on one of the rooftops or something and climb down and like jump into Austria's arms.
Did she attack you since you're an Archaeopteryx?
Luckily, she saw you change. So, yeah, you don't want to shapeshift when nobody's watching. They won't know you're in.
Next thing you know, Australia's like, "Oh God, get it off me!" Pull it.
Tulak, approaches Sorka and says, "Oh no, you look terrible. What happened?"
She can't talk. She's a bird.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
meh.
she's still a bird.
Yeah. I mean, technically, there is someone here who could talk to me.
Yeah, Estrella. Yeah.
If they want to use their power for the day, yeah. It's just a once a day thing, right?
I guess I could if she's gonna insist on staying in that form.
Oh yeah, she likes being an animal.
Yeah. So I'll use my power for that day just to ask her, can she heal herself the way she is?
No.
What did
But
she say, Estrella? Could she help herself?
she says she'll be fine. I don't know how much she can communicate this. I mean, like, I don't know if like animal speak. I don't know if she could like I don't know if that's like completely but like, I mean, she will at least try to communicate. Like, I followed it to its village. I got hit with stones. I'm hurt, but I'll be okay for now.
Well, the way I always understood it is it's based on the intelligence. So if I was talking to an actual animal intelligence, it would be like basic owie, me
Yeah.
hurt. But because I'm talking to an Archaeopteryx that has human intelligence, you should be able to communicate to me fairly with enough depth that we know what's up. So that's kind of how I look at it, unless Daniel feels differently about it.
No, it's absolutely true. I mean, the animal probably doesn't have enough vocabulary possibilities to like get into super, deluxe details, but you certainly could get across that you found their what seems to be their village and that they attacked you when you flew in.
Yeah. So I would just communicate back to Sorka that if you insist on staying in this form, then you need to stay safe and stay away from the fighting, because otherwise you're going to be put down.
Yeah, she totally agrees.
And then she'll just kind of plop her up on her shoulder, I guess. And then she'll look back and say, "You're a seagull," and says, "If you poop on me, that's the end of this relationship."
No, she's an Archaeopteryx.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't poop on me anyway.
Tam is probably totally jealous because Austria has like a cool shoulder pet.
So. Brickyard is going to suggest, after Estrella passes the information on, that they set up camp, even though it's a long time before night. That maybe they just explore this more and set up camp and rest then. And she's going to look at Tam and go, "Why don't you come with me and help me carry your firewood back?"
Yeah, Tam will agree.
She wants to see how tough he is, how much he can really carry.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are gonna go set up camp here. That's cool. Go ahead and Nikki, roll a d6 to see if anything comes upon your camp.
Okay. A 2.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're able to find you find some huts that are in decent shape, and you're starting to collect the wood or whatever, and all seems good. You're gonna basically just hang out here.
Tulak is gonna secure the perimeter and hunt for small game so that they could eat without spending their rations.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean the two cousins of Tam will fish. I mean they've got the boat there. They just walk out to the boat and fish there. So
Brickyard would also suggest to Tulak to those tracks, maybe to see if he can just see what direction those tracks, if they do lead the camp, maybe to set us up a point where to start the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you if you start to follow the tracks, I don't know how far you want to go. They seem to follow the river.
Sure. Yeah, I'll follow about a quarter a mile or so, not too far.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So they follow. I'll draw you. You guys are here. They basically follow the river like this, quarter mile, probably like about a hex or so. And you can see that from that point, it seems like it continues to follow the river. So whoever was, walking here was just following the path of the river, which is obviously the easiest way to walk through the jungle. And yeah, you don't, because I already rolled for the encounter, you don't. Well, actually, you might as well roll. Go ahead, Jan, roll for the second encounter of the day. Second possible encounter until the day.
All right, 5.
No, yeah. You're able to get there and come back. Seems like, for whatever reason, this area is not nearly as loaded with encounters as the other area you guys have been in before, where you guys see a lot of monstrous beasts. This seems to be pretty safe, actually.
Could I have the henchmen watch us instead?
What do you mean, like?
Like, while we rest, have the henchmen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they'll do a normal guard shift just like anybody else would.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't sleep and stuff, then they'll have penalties and they won't like you.
I mean, one at a time.
They'll do their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll 100% do their share. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you guys, station some guards. You get some firewood. You get the camp going, and the day passes. You got fish. It seems like a pretty decent camp. The monkey man does not come back.
Can Tam make a test of strength to see how much firewood he was able to carry?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do a test of strength there to see how much firewood you can carry there too.
A test of strength.
I'm gonna laugh if he brings
man.
like a quarter ton back or something crazy like that.
A test of strength?
Yeah, so just roll a d6. No, just a regular test. You're not trying to.
He lifts like a whole cord of firewood.
There we go. That's good.
Briggs is impressed, right?
Brickyard is going to walk over to Tam after he brings it back, and she's going to pull out that special flask of that stuff that she bought that time from the fishing village and let him actually drink some of it and say, "Good job."
Yeah, that's a lot of wood you brought back.
Yes. Is there anything else you want me to test?
No, that is very, very good. Hopefully your cousins will catch us some fish to eat.
He says, okay.
How are y'all doing that, by the way?
What?
The roll where it's like test of strength success.
They have a character sheet. Would you like a character sheet?
Sure.
I mean, you can't set. I mean, you can set it up in between games, I guess. I can set you up a character sheet if you'd like.
Well, yeah, just do it after the game. Don't do it now.
Yeah. I'll just give you one. I have to make one for you. That's why you just have to fill it in.
Yeah, it costs $25.
That's how he makes money doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That's where my money comes from. I actually have to remember how to do it. I think it's over here.
Can Sorka look for some berries?
Sure. You should be. You can find berries here. I don't think it should be a problem. You're right. You're actually in a pretty good spot.
Okay.
Rush. Sorry, Rush. There's already one there for you. So there you go. Boom.
Tula gives that good berry to Sorka to heal up a little bit.
I was just gonna say Sorka can find berries, so she'll turn back into
Oh,
human
actually, yeah, you can't. Right, you can't find the berries as a Arcturus, obviously.
Yeah,
you can find.
I'll turn back to human form so I can find berries. So I get half my that damage back. And with those berries, I will go ahead and do another good berry cast today.
Nice.
And then I'll probably take a new spell tomorrow. But I'll go ahead and cast my good berry now.
Yeah, smart. Use it up while you can.
We get 6 berries.
Nice.
So I will give one to Tam, since he wasn't able to have one before, and I'll have one. And I got 4 more left. So I'm going to keep one myself. I'll give one to Brighild, one to Nesta. Let's see, and that'll leave me with 2 more to give away.
Tulak gave his over to you before, so.
I mean, I went out to go find some, so you still have yours. Cool. Let's see, so I have 2 more to give away. I'm trying to get my chat back up. I got 2 more to give away. So, I'll give one to Austria and one to. Actually, I'm going to give 2 to Tam. Tulok is an archer. I guess Tam is too, but he's also new. Want to make him feel welcome. So
Yeah, and he
Tam,
carried
I'll
a
give
lot of
you.
firewood.
I get
Tam-
two.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 of them. They last for 6 days. These new ones will last for 6 days. So everyone's got one.
I shall remember this day until your character dies.
Yeah.
I'm just joking with you.
No, I get it. It's fine. Yeah. So. Oh, that's not one.
All right. Yeah, you can do that. All right. So, Crystal, one more good thing for you. Oh, Rush is also testing strength. We're all testing strength.
I'm just testing.
Yeah. That's fine. Go ahead and roll a d6 there for Crystal. See if the party gets murdered overnight. I mean, attacked.
Sure. Of course I did.
Nice. Cool.
And that night I wanted to cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Yeah, it's fine. This actually happens while you're out getting the berries.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Roll 3d6 to see what happens. So you'll still get to rest after all this.
Okay.
Yeah. 14. Oh, that's a good
14.
one. Oh! Well, that's interesting. So you turn back, you see some berries and you turn back and you're like, oh, I'm going to pick these berries. And then you look up and you see in a tree, looking down at you, an Archaeopteryx.
Yeah. Sorka will, she sees it and she's going to reach into her backpack and she'll pull out like some fish or something and she'll just kind of like set it up on the tree limb for it and walk away.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't bother you. They're generally, as you probably remember, they're generally harmless.
She knows it probably smelled her cloaca earlier.
Cloaca.
Yeah, probably. All right, this is a G-rated show here. All right, so guys, this is probably a good time to take a break. As we
Birds.
I'll go ahead and do a Cure Light Wounds just right before we do that.
Yeah, that'll be the last thing to happen tonight. You guys set up on the beach, and we'll start off in the morning. But let's take 5 minutes to get drinks or whatever, and we'll come back and see what you guys want to do. Monkey. see what happens with the monkey man. Okay, we're back. So Sorka was able to heal a bit. It's the morning has come. I don't think anybody else was hurt. Beyond your cure wounds, you could also get your you rolled already. Your hit die back for resting overnight. The henchmen are reared and ready to go. They've got their long spears and their crossbows. The two sailors are, of course, going to hang out of the boat if you don't need them. Although maybe they're safer with you. They went with you last time, and now they're kind of thinking maybe it wasn't a good idea. So, do you want them to come with you when you go into the island? Or do you want them to stay at the boat? I guess is the question.
I mean, they can. Sorka wouldn't mind if they stayed at the boat. That would be fine by her.
Tulak's gonna
it
take.
seems to be fairly safe at this village.
Tulak is gonna take all of his henchmen.
Yeah, no, your henchmen will go with you. I'm talking about the two sailors, the guys.
My cousins.
The cousins, yeah. They went with you last time because you kind of you were kind of in a dangerous spot right by the swamp, so they didn't want to hang out there. But I think at this point they're going to say that they're going to take the boat and just hang out on the beach unless you guys would need them.
Brickyard was going to ask if they can go out into the waters and find any shrimp.
Yes, they will definitely do that.
Sorka will tell them that she'll tip them a bonus for doing that.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'll go ahead. I'll give them a gold piece each.
Well, they will definitely take it.
Ham is probably wanting to go back to the boat now.
I'll stay and get shrimp too.
Exactly. Sounds like a gold piece.
This is getting ready to gold piece plus shrimp.
So far, my cousins have made more than me.
All my henchmen simultaneously look to me and says, "Hey, what's the deal? How come I'm not getting anything?"
I mean, you actually equipped your men and I didn't, so it's probably more like my men are looking at me and like, why are you such a cheapskate and not equipping me like that guy did?
All right. So what's the plan? You got these two guys. The two sailors are going to stay with the boat. They'll drift it out so it's in the water, so it's a little safer, and they'll look for some any fishing they can do. The shrimp. They'll look for shrimp if there's shrimp there. But otherwise they'll do some fishing. They think they'll be pretty safe.
Brickhead would suggest that they try to, since Tulak has found those tracks, to try to follow those tracks to see if we can find this man or maybe what had happened. That's her suggestion.
I agree.
Sounds like a plan. All right.
I see that he goes. I see that the tracks lead southeast down the river, and he tells his henchmen to stay about 20 or 30 feet behind him with their crossbows ready, and he is looking and leading after following the tracks.
Okay. Nice.
Sorka's going to have her two infantrymen about 50 feet ahead, give or take, and she'll stay back with her short bow, with her walking sort of nearby her light crossbowmen.
Nice.
Let's make it 30 feet. That's a little safer.
You're in a pretty dense jungle, so you guys want to spread out that far? Is everybody going to spread out like 30
okay?
feet far
It's really dense.
Well, it's jungle. I only asked because I assumed that Tulak was doing that because he's a ranger and he's like out in front of the rest of the party. But if everybody wants to spread out in a long line, that's also fun. If you just get into combat, you're gonna be spread out, which I guess is good or bad depending on who it attacks.
No, I guess it. I mean, what do you guys think? So we just stay in a tight group or what?
Yeah, just let Tulak go a little bit ahead and use his skills, and everybody else stay in a group.
All right, that sounds fine to me then.
Yeah, Tulak is going to go about 30 feet or 30 or 40 feet ahead of him, and he's going to be following the track, also being mindful of other tracks that he may encounter.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see if you encounter anything else that's direct you already saw. You do definitely see. I mean, of course, now you're probably looking for them. As noted. You see some other tracks from what are probably large reptiles. The main things that you don't recognize, or maybe you think they might belong to some of the creatures you've seen so far. Coming to the water to drink. You also see what might be some prints of possibly the monkey men. They look like barefoot kind of prints, or they could just be monkeys. It's hard to really say. But in general, you can definitely follow the human track, who is wearing sandals. So pretty easy to make out. Go ahead and roll a d6 to see if you guys encounter anything else interesting. Ah, nice. Good morning. Roll 3d6 for me to see what else you find that could be really interesting. Oh, that's interesting. All right, roll a d6 to see if you're surprised. Oh no, you're not, because you're a ranger. Unless they have a special thing. Let me just quickly check. I don't think they will, but you never can tell.
So -1 on d6 to surprise, and also for them they also get +1 to surprise.
To be surprised. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they also have the exact same thing, so they basically cut each other off. Let me just see but it could still be surprised. Let me see. They're not. Okay, so you're actually going to get surprised, which is unusual for a ranger. So I'm going to say one's going to fall on you for sure, but there's 4 of them, so I'm just going to go. Let's see. There's 2, 4, there's 6 of you plus 6 henchmen, right? So there's 12 of you total. All right. So first one. So I'm just going to go you guys, and then I'm going to do the henchman, Crystal's henchman, then Young's. So the first. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I already said that. The giant ticks fall from the trees. The first one lands on Tulok, or tries to anyways. The second one lands on your first henchman, Crystal. Third one on your third henchman, Crystal. And the fourth one lands on Brighild, or tries to anyways. So, first against Tulok. It rolled a natural 1. We'll deal with that in a second. So that clearly didn't land on you. Against Crystal's first henchman. That's going to hit an armor class of 7. Does that hit your first guy?
Their
Oh
default, I believe so. Their AC is. I'm looking for it now.
Yeah.
AC 7.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So the first giant tick falls on your first guy, and the second giant tick scored a natural 20 against your other guy.
Oh, great!
So, awesome. so they both got hit, and then against Brighild we got a 2, misses by a mile. Okay, so let's just do one thing at a time. First, we have a critical miss for the very first tick. So Yang, roll d12 to see what happened to that first tick that tried to drop on you. 11. Okay, well that'd be hit ally, but it can't, so it's gonna have trip fall, which makes sense. Okay, so the thing tries to fall on you, and it like lands like on the ground, like upside down. And it's like, it's a tick. so you're gonna get a bonus against it if you want to attack it, which I'm assuming you do.
Yes.
The one that falls near you, Brighild, just splashes in the water, misses. And then on your henchman, Crystal, the first one does 3 points of damage. And then the second one critted, so it's going to get a 5 on the crit. So 1, and then monster 5 is double damage, so 2. Okay, so it does only 2 points of damage. The crit only does 2 points of damage.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, chance of surprise. Okay, bite transmits venom though, so you got to make both of them need to make a poison save, but they get a +2 bonus.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just do like 1, 2. 1, and then
It's good.
2. So I don't. Let me see. I don't know what their save is.
It should be
Uh,
there. And they'll get a
I should have
+2 to it.
written it down somewhere. Oh, and they get a +2 as well. And their save is a
17.
5.
Oh, so the first guy
Okay.
made it because of the +2.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first guy's not paralyzed, but the second guy drops to the ground. They both have ticks stuck to them, but the first guy, the poison doesn't go into his system. The second guy, though, like locks up and falls to the ground, and the ticks like swelling up on its back. As we go into the first round of initiative, so let's just go by and state our actions. Podesta, what would you like to do? 4 giant ticks just fell from the tree.
I would like to sword melee.
Okay. How about Sork? You got these guys have fallen down. I should point out too, they're 3 feet long, so they're pretty huge. When we say giant tick, they are giant.
I'm sorry. Did you say Sorka?
Yeah, what does Sork want to do? Sorka
She's gonna say to her second henchman, "Help that guy," and point to the first, and then she's gonna cast a spell.
Okay. So melee and then spell. Briggle.
Yeah, melee.
Okay. How about Estrella?
Melee also.
Tam?
Melee.
How about Tuluk?
Melee.
Okay. Let's roll initiative. I guess Young roll because it was your monster. So roll d6 for initiative. Oh, they got a 1. They're slow.
1.
What's your dex? I'm sure it's got to be higher than the monster.
15.
Okay, well, their dex is only 5. So ticks are not very dexterous. So, all right, well, that goes first. So I'm just going to go backwards so Tuluk can go first since you literally are on top of one of them. So go ahead and make your attack there, Young, with the middle weapon.
All right.
You and I guess any of your men that are also doing the same. That does not hit.
Okay. And
There
he
is.
tells all of his henchmen to charge at him with their spears.
Okay. Right. Didn't they have the crossbows out then? You said earlier
they
they had
did.
crossbows out. Do you want to have them shoot the crossbows or are they going to switch?
Could they fire into melee? If that's
Yeah, I mean, if they try to shoot one of the ticks that's on somebody, they're going to risk it. But there's 2 of them are like on the ground, so they could probably shoot a crossbow at it. Sure.
great. Yeah, I mean he's gonna
So why
have
not?
them shoot crossbow.
Yeah, I think at this point, I don't think it'll be a problem. Okay, so I'll come back around for that.
Okay.
10.
C8.
Nope. Estrella.
Alrighty. So
Which one of these bad boys are going for?
which characters have one on them again?
There's 2 henchmen that have a tick on them, one of which has fallen over and is paralyzed. Then there's 2 other ticks. One is upside down on the ground, struggling, and the other one is actually right side up. One's next to Tuluk, the other one's next to...
Okay.
Daniel, quick
Briggle.
question.
Yeah.
The one that was upside down, do I get any bonus to hit that?
Yeah, you get a +4, but I calculated that. That would still would miss it.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would be a
All right.
C5. Yeah.
So none of the characters actually have one on them. So I'm going to go with the one that's on the guy who's down and out.
You're not a character, so you don't get help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm going to save one of the party members.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to just kind of step over and just kind of do this sweeping undercut to try and catch into the side of the one that's got the henchman down on the ground.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll. I got a 13.
Okay.
That's for me a armor class 2.
That hits.
Okay, as D6 plus 3. So that's going to be 8 points of damage.
Holy crap. Okay. Yeah. That does not kill it, but it's definitely hurt. These things are big and tough. That's on the paralyzed guy, right?
You know, if you ever tried to kill an actual tick, yeah, that's very difficult. It's like you need firearms and shit. Not a joke.
So, Brighild, you got one on the ground next to you. It's not upside down or anything. It's just a regular attack.
Yep, she's going to try to spirit. Ooh, hot dog. Negative, like -4 for
Nice.
max damage 8 with the spear.
Awesome. Yeah, that hurts it very badly, but it is not dead.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah. Nice. Good stab. Sorka, your henchman is, I guess one's going to try to stab. I mean, the one that has one on it can try to get this. It's on him, so I'm not sure how many give a penalty if they're going to attack, but the other one can attack.
All right.
First,
Well, I'm gonna have the second guy attack first, since
Yeah.
So this will be the second guy's attack.
Against the other guy, right? The other one's paralyzed. Yep.
Yeah. But he doesn't do well at all.
No. So the other guy, if he's attacking a tick that's on him, it's going to be -4 because it's like on his back. So.
All right. Yeah. I mean, he's freaking out, so he's at least gonna try and get it off of him.
Yeah, I think I would do that too.
I think we all know what happens there.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's fair to roll on the critical chart. I think there's only one thing that could have possibly happened.
No. We roll the critical talk because he might hit ally as well. You never know.
That's true. All right. What is it? D12?
D12, yeah. Oh, no, it's just a bad mess. Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right.
It would have been funny if he hit himself, but poor henchman. We don't want to just kill the henchman needlessly. Penesta! Oh, no, you're doing a spell, but that'll come back around to you. So, Penesta, melee.
Yep, I will melee.
Which one are you targeting? The one that's near Brighild, the one that's near Tam, or the two that are on the Crystal's henchman?
The one that's near Brighild, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, she's a player character after all.
Yeah, screw Tam. He's just the new guy.
Hey, Brighild's my girl.
No, not Tam. Two look. Sorry.
What have I started?
Armor class 5.
That does not hit. Yeah, they get thick armor. Yep, your
Okay.
sword bounces off the carapace. Okay, well, there's two of these guys are attached to people, so they all do auto damage. So against the first henchman, Crystal, 2 points.
And
against your
second my spell.
That's correct. Do your spell. Actually,
okay.
before you do that, I forgot I also skipped missile. So that's what happens when I get excited about ticks. we're finally fighting it. Yeah, missiles go first, so the two henchmen. Okay, good.
Okay.
Missile before magic. Yep.
I have
Go ahead.
3 henchmen with me, right?
Yep, you're two. Yeah, sorry,
3
missile.
henchmen.
Right, Young's 3 henchmen will get to go because they're missile. That goes before magic.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
one of them I rolled and got 16 against that one that's upside down.
Okay.
Another
so
one. Let's see.
Is that with the bonus?
No, with the bonus that'll be 20.
Okay, that
I
hits.
rolled 20. Yeah. And the second one, hold on.
Yeah, they need a 17 to hit it.
The
It's
20.
not
19 plus, yeah, so that one hits.
You're good.
20. Oh man. Yeah, the
nice.
last one's a critical. So all 3 of these guys are shooting at the one that's upside down. And with the crossbow, roll the 6 plus 1. 1d6. So first one does that. Second one
Okay.
does 3 points. And the
Okay.
third one should be a double damage, I think. So
Yeah. Well, roll a d6.
yeah, I
It
did.
does.
So I got 7. So 3, and 7.
Okay. Yeah, it would have killed it anyways, even without the crit damage. So, yeah. Okay. So those 3 arrows sticking as well. It's like,
Nice.
wow, you got the better 3 henchmen, I think. Okay, Sorka, spell time. Go for it.
Okay. Is the one that's unconscious on the ground, is that tick still alive?
Yes, the only tick that's dead so far is the one that's upside down in front of Gulik.
Okay, that's the one I'll go after then. Sorka pulls out from one of her pouches, this dried up, dried up leaves and bramble and stuff. And if you look really close, you can see these like very intricate druidic runes that are written on some of this bramble and this dried up grass. And she crunches it in her arms and speaks a druidic command. And in her hand, as she opens her hand again, she has produced flame, and she'll
Nice.
toss it at the tick.
Awesome.
So it's a ranged attack. Let's see. I think did I get a bonus to my range? Because my dex. Yeah, I get a +1 attack mod because I have a 13 dex.
Nice. Go for it.
Gosh, dog it. But
All
it
right.
doesn't matter.
All right, you throw the flame at
Yes.
it. Go ahead and roll a d6. 2. Perfect. Okay, yeah, you throw the flame. It like lights up some pretty temporarily because obviously you're in a range forest, so it's wet. But it lights up like a little bit of dry stuff that's on the ground. And when it does, the tick actually releases and starts to scurry off. That tick does actually, because they are afraid of fire. You clearly
no
just learned.
damage, but scared.
Yep, that one moved, and that means it's not going to do the auto damage on that guy. But the other one, though, is still on the other guy. So that's going to do 2 points of damage against the guy that's not paralyzed. For henchman number 1.
All right.
Okay, so this tick
Still
retreats.
alive somehow.
Cool. Okay, so that is the end of that. Oh, no, yeah, no, there's 2 more. There's a guy who's upside down. It rolls back over. It can still attack, of course. It's going to try to bite. No, that one's dead. Henchman, there's just the one that's near. There's
Yeah, I
one near
still
you,
got
right?
one close to me though.
Yeah, that's the one that's near you. So it's going to try to scurry up and Vanessa ran over there as well. So I'll roll a d6. High will be Vanessa, low will be. All right, it's going to go after Vanessa. A giant tick is trying to stick itself to you, Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, with an 18, it's going to, I'm sure. Was that an 18 or a 16? It's a 16, but I'm still sure that's probably still going to attack.
Yeah, my AC's 5.
Yeah, that hits AC 1. Okay, so this giant tick bites onto your, you got a tick on your toe. It's in your hair. I don't know how it's in your hair. It's 3 feet wide, but somehow you got a tick in your hair. It's weird.
She's got a lot of hair.
You got a lot of hair.
Well, now I do, yeah.
Yeah. The monks told you if you just shaved it, then you would have no problem getting a tick off. 3 points of damage.
Okay.
We'll need to make a death poison save, but you get a +2 to the roll, or you'll be paralyzed.
All right.
Not all monks shave their head.
Well, these guys do.
Yeah, 14, which is my save. Whew,
Okay,
with that
yeah. So
+2.
you are not paralyzed, but it is attached to you though. So as we finish up the first round, Vanessa's got a tick attached to her. Henchman number 1 has a tick attached to them. The one that was upside down on the ground is dead. The one that was on and paralyzed the henchman number 2, as I'm calling them, or 3 actually technically. It retreated because of the flame, so it's gone. It basically fled. It has fled. And we're going to come into round number 2. So let's everybody state their actions. Podesta, what you want to do?
Scrape this thing off me. So melee.
Okay. And you're using what, a sword?
Yeah, I'll use a sword.
Okay, that should be fine. Because if you had a spear, I was going to give the negative like the henchman had, because getting a spear to get something off you would be
Nope.
pretty difficult. Sorka, what you want to do?
She wants to try to light up a torch, and can I speak as a free action real quick, or do you want me to do that during my turn?
You have to do it during your turn because everybody's saying what they're doing first.
Okay, so speak and torch.
Yeah, but you can do it before everybody else does anything else, but everybody has to state their action first. The course people can, just do it. I don't want to make things complicated. What do we want to say? Go ahead.
They're afraid of fire.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I mean, because you could have done it at the end of the last round, I guess. Brighild, what you want to do?
Melee on the one that's on Panesta.
Okay. Estrella?
I'm going shit. I'm trying to go on the one that's on Panessa's hair. So it doesn't bite her in the brain.
Right. Damn.
Well, since no one else cares about the henchman, I'll attack the one on the henchman.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Melee.
Panessa's the only original OG survivor. We got to keep her alive at all costs.
I don't know that.
Well, I'm sorry, bro.
All right. Tuluk, what do you want to do?
You can get Shrimp back in town.
Tulak yells out, "Help him!" and points at the guy that's, it tells his henchman to attack the one that's attacking the other henchman, and
Okay.
and he's gonna grab the fern or the branch that's on fire from previous round, and try to bring that close to Panessa so that it's gonna scare the tick.
Okay, I mean, it went out, basically. It just, like, flamed up for a second.
Oh, okay. Then if that's
Yeah,
the case, then he's gonna melee the one that's attached to Panessa.
Okay. Just so you know, if they shoot the bow at that henchman has the tick attached to him. So if they miss, then there's a chance they're gonna hit the henchman. But just
Tulak is gonna say, "No, don't shoot
Don't
at
miss."
him. don't shoot at him. Use your spears."
Okay, all right. So they'll have to go phase 2. Okay. So melee. All that being said, let's roll this shit. Let's see if I can keep track of all that. We got a 6.
Who was on initiative?
Young.
Yep, I got 4.
4. Okay, they're gonna go first. Okay, so that one henchman. Oh wow, this guy has like the best luck. Takes 1 point of damage.
And he's dead.
Oh well, doesn't have the best luck. And Panesta. Oh, that's bad luck. 6 points of damage from your attack. It's like
Okay.
it says, "I drink your milkshake."
Oh God. Okay, Daniel. Daily.
Well, I don't get to do that often. That's that was a once in a lifetime moment right there for me. I had to take it. Sorry. All right.
Oh boy.
So it's drinking your milkshake. All right. All right. Back to this. Amelie goes first. So Panesta, you got to tick on you drinking your milkshake.
That's good. That'll hit armor class -1
That hits.
for 8 points of damage on this tick.
Nice. Wow, you guys all do 8 points of damage. That's so funny. Well, three times we get the tick. 3 times 8 points. Well, besides the barrage of crossbow bolts. Okay, it's still up though. That one's not been hurt yet. Also, melee is. You're like a torch, Sorka. What your henchman's doing that? Okay, so you have a henchman doing melee, right, Sorka? But he's attacking the tick that I guess has killed his friend. I mean, I don't know if you still want to try to kill that tick. He just dropped to his knees. I mean, you don't technically know he's dead.
I'm gonna guess that he would still try and kill it.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you want to do a morale or something.
No, not yet. You're in the verge of battle. You're still winning for the most part. Let's first got to go down. Go ahead and make an attack. No. Yeah, that's not gonna hit anything. All right, he bangs off the carapace of this thing that's sucking them dry. Brighild.
Yeah, she sees Panesta wince at that thing bite into her more, so she's going to try to spear it off of her. Armor class 3.
That hits.
5 damage.
That's enough. Yeah, you jam the spear into this thing, and it lets go and falls up. Crashes under the ground, probably with your spear.
Thank you, Brighild. I would thank you.
Yep, she just pats you on the shoulder.
Estrella, you notice that, of course, that stick's dead, so you can redirect to the other tick if you'd like.
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah, well, they wanted to shift, so it's actually she can just do it now.
This is the one that's on. This is the one that's on the
henchman, yeah.
Right?
It's getting real big now. It's like
okay. All right.
You know what happens? You pop a big tick.
Holy
nice.
cow.
Wow. Hold on. How'd you
That's
do that
not
much damage?
It says damage D6 plus 3. I don't know why it
Oh.
did that. So
Oh,
the
'cause you crit.
damage,
Yeah.
Right? No.
it
No,
doesn't say that I critted.
no, it wasn't
No.
a crit.
It
It
just
says
Why is that
D6
damage?
plus 3 plus 2.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
an extra
Hold
2
on.
in there.
Huh?
No, it's not even a D6. Oh, yeah. D6 plus 3
Oh.
plus 2.
On your damage, it says D6 plus 3 plus 2.
You know why? Because it's adding your strength. It's supposed to do one or the other. So the sheet's wrong.
Well, it's a okay.
What do you have it on your mod? If you put that 3 on your mod, it's gonna like.
So the way
Like-
it works is I get plus 2 for my strength, but
You
I
get
and I
one or
get,
the other, though.
and I get plus 1 for having a cestus.
Yeah, so just have just do like +1. Like if you put +3 on your attack thing or whatever, it'll add up 3. Like it automatically does your strength bonus.
So it should be plus 1 for the cestus then. All right.
Yeah.
Let me just roll it again since we know I hit.
Well, no, it's fine. You did it. This you can look at what you rolled. You can actually see the numbers, and you rolled a 6,
Yeah.
a 3, 6 plus 5. So I
Alright,
was
so-
2 off of that, so 9. So it's enough. It kills it.
How does this one show? Oh, where it says hits AC.
Yep. Yeah. When you hover over it, it tells you the numbers.
Why does it say plus
Course
2
not.
plus 1? It's still not right.
Well, because you're adding that +1, you should and +2. It's doing all
Oh,
that
here it
again.
is. D6 plus 1 plus 2. That's correct. Okay, I see what you're saying. So I rolled a 4, and that's how I got a 7. All right, cool.
Right.
All right.
All right.
So
but anyways, yes. The first time you got a 9, which either one would have killed it. So you smash it,
Yeah.
and you punch it, and blood squirts everywhere.
I don't know. The AC 10 would have hit it, but the damage is what we were going for since the damage was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Gotcha.
But even
Alright.
either damage was correct.
Cool.
Okay. No, AC 10 would not have hit it. So you punch the stick and it splats open. Of course, the one when Brighild shoved the spear into splatted open too with 6 hit points worth of Podesta's blood. And these things fall to the ground. One of them scurried off, of course, but the 3 that were there are gone. You see laying on the ground, looking very, very pale and not moving, the one henchman. And I guess when you check the body, you see that they've passed into the great beyond.
Is this one of the cousins?
No.
No. The cousins are back at the boat.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you think all Lumerians are related?
No, I know he brought his cousins. I just wanted to make sure this wasn't one of them.
No.
So,
They all look alike, and they're
yeah. Well, to us Greeks, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. So after uppercutting this thing and making it go splat, she leans down to check the body and sees that he's dead, and she kind of looks up to everybody and just kind of shakes her head, and then like swipes her hand down his face to close his eyes.
Yeah. He's got a big hole in him where actually roll the tick off. You see the hole where it sucked the blood out. And he's just laying there with his long spear.
This was one of your men, Sorka, correct?
Yeah, it was.
You should pass his remaining equipment out to your other 2, and if you want help in moving his body and some burial mound, I will be glad to help you move them.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, she'll like if one of them wants to take his stuff. Otherwise, she'll just like lay him in like a warrior pose, you know. But I mean, I don't think that because they have like light spears and stuff. Like my other light infantryman, he still has like a light spear and has armor. They each have like bucklers, so right? I think so. So
Yeah, I
don't
think
know if
if
anyone brought
it was an infantryman, he's wearing some kind of leather armor with a long spear, basically.
yeah. So yeah. So she'll just like lay him into like a warrior's pose and maybe let's see, I think I have some oil. So I'll use some oil to like maybe burn his body. But like clear out the brush first so that I don't set the whole forest on fire.
I mean, you're in a jungle. I don't think one thing of oil is going to burn. He's just going to burn him. He's not going to. If you want to do like a funeral pyre, you're going to have to get him out to like the beach or something,
Okay.
which is about a mile back.
Yeah, Tulok's gonna ask his henchmen and say, we better take him out to the beach so that we could bring the body back to his parents or family, or give him a proper burial. And he's gonna ask his henchmen to see if they can carry the body back to the boat.
Yeah, they will. They'll say, "Oh, yes, thank you." And they kind of like side eye Sorka, like pulling out a flask of oil.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
And they lift him up. Yeah. Are you guys just going to send the henchman back with the body, or is the whole party going to go back?
Tulok is just gonna ask the henchmen to take the body back.
Okay. Cool.
Nesta, you look like you should rest anyway for a moment. Maybe you should eat one of those berries.
I will do that. Yes. And
Here,
I will
take
eat.
mine too.
Well, thank you, Tulok.
Yeah.
The other thing too, sorry I'm interrupting, is that the one henchman that didn't die, from Crystal's that got attacked though, is actually still paralyzed for like 20 minutes. So so yeah, it'll take a little while before you guys get everything organized. You can rest up a bit and do your healing. But would you check him? Because I just didn't want to leave it like he was laying there. So I'm sure you probably checked him. You could tell he was breathing heavy. You could very shallow breath rather. Didn't seem like he was going to die or anything. So maybe you just like slide him to the side and give him some water, and after a little bit he wakes up. He's shaken, but
Would the henchman be able to come back? In about 30 minutes or so. If they'll carry the body back, and you guys send your other two with them, so there's not just so that they're all have a greater number, Crystal, or are you just gonna? I mean, it'll take two people to carry a body, basically. Do you want to just send two people back, or you want to send everybody? I'm gonna send all three of mine.
Okay. How about you, Crystal, with your other two guys?
One of them's paralyzed, right?
Yeah, he's not looking too good yet. So
Brick Hill to go with them then.
Okay.
I'll just go with them and help them.
Yeah, Tulok is gonna go with them too.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go back, and the rest of the party stays here with this paralyzed guy. And I mean, it doesn't take too long. It's a mile or so. You head out. You bring him back to the boat. Obviously, the two cousins are there. They see you coming, and they kind of they bring the boat closer to the shore, and they say a few words, and they say, "We'll take care of the body." And they pull it on. They have some extra sailcloth or whatever they wrap it up in. And they put it up on the boat.
Did you catch any shrimp yet?
Roll a d6.
Oh, one.
Yeah, they did actually catch shrimp. Jumbo shrimp at that.
That will be excellent. We will see how good of a cook your cousin Tam is this evening.
Excellent. We know he eats a lot. We're not sure how well he cooks. You can make some cocktail sauces with them. So yeah, all that happens. I mean, it's during this phase of the day, you guys are able to get the body back, and the guy that was paralyzed, he's feeling a little better. I mean, obviously he's still hurt unless you heal him, but
Brick Hill to give him one of the. She's got those berries that when it's fixing to expire, probably in a day or so. She'll give him a berry.
Okay.
So Crystal, whatever that does, I don't know, but whatever.
Can heal a point, I think, right?
yeah.
Is Crystal with us? She's not said anything. She's still muted. You there, Crystal?
Crystal.
Crystal.
Oh,
I'm gonna call that a big no.
she's probably talking like I do that all the time. Well, I can't talk. Or
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Well, when she gets back, I'll give that henchman one of my berries, whatever it does.
I can look it up and
I don't
spell.
remember.
I got the book out.
Yeah, I think it's one hit point, and it could also feed you if you're not
Mhm.
Brigid was going to go over to Tam and go, your cousin said you were a decent cook. Do you know how to make some type of shrimp dish?
Oh yeah, yeah, I can make shrimp.
Well, they have caught some very large shrimp for the evening meal, so we will see what you can do with them when we get
Oh.
back.
Good. You clean them up, I'll cook them.
Clean them? I did not know there was much to do to clean them.
Oh yeah, if they're jumbo, yeah.
Oh,
Do you know what that little dark line is down the middle of a shrimp there, Brighild?
no, it does not
Sure.
matter. They are tasty anyway.
I mean, they are tasty, but let's just. And she pats Brighild on the shoulder and says, "Let the cook do the cooking thing. We're gonna clean that out."
Okay.
I think
She walks away and just kind of does this shudder, like. "Ugh."
Tulak, he shrugs and he's like, "What about the dark line? That's the best part."
of course, he
Jesus,
thinks
almost spit my coffee out.
that. That's where the flavor is.
Yeah, that's where flavor is. All right.
Oh man. All right. Okay, yeah. So the one henchman that was paralyzed is feeling better now with some tending. You guys bring the body of the unfortunate henchman back to the ship, and everybody's kind of reconfigured there in the woods. The track is still pretty easy to follow if you want to continue.
Yeah, I think we have to continue.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Let's see. You guys travel. You follow the river along. It's like bending like this. It seems to split up here, but the trail follows this way. And you actually can see that, of course, you know this area here is, you can't see my mouse obviously, but this area here, these are like really tall cliffs, 225-foot cliffs. But this break right here, as you've experienced before, is like a kind of a steep but not ridiculously steep area that you can actually get up. But as we're approaching that, let's see. On to the last one. Are you back yet, Crystal? No? Okay. Nikki, roll a d6 for an encounter.
E6.
Potential encounter is at that.
Right. Nope, 6.
All right. Yeah, it all seems clear. You actually see as it opens up, you can see some of those birds, the really giant birds, you've seen them before. But they're flying like really far away. So you don't, even though you're breaking the tree line for a bit, you don't have too much trouble getting up there and moving forward. Now I'm going to have you roll for, well, I'll roll, I guess, for the tracking again. You got, what, 8 out of 12, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you're still able to follow it, really. I'm just looking at the thing to rush for it. Okay, here we go. All right, so you follow it up here with no further encounters. That will get you there. And you're starting to see, you're starting to come down to a bit of a valley again where you know there's like another river ahead of you. You can't see it yet, even though you can clearly see it on the map because, the map shows you everything. And let's have Tony roll to see if you encounter anything else.
Oh man, here we go.
Come on, Brighild.
That is a 4.
All right, nice. Yeah, you guys are moving right along, and you actually, as you come to this part of the river, it turns here. And based on, what Sorka almost certainly told you, especially since it's been overnight, about what she saw, you think you're getting close to where this village is in the trees. You're kind of looking for it. And you can see kind of off in the distance, you see these like nests up in the tree that look like they're probably the village of the monkey men. And it seems to you that these tracks go right towards it. The village is actually, let's see if I can do this. The village is right here. You guys are like a few hundred yards away down the river. And you can see the tracks go right to it.
Well, if this is the man from Yaman Ket, and he went to the Monkey Man village, I wonder if he was able to communicate with them some way.
It's possible.
We've seen Estrella speak to animals, so perhaps that's very likely.
And they said that Cowrie told me that this man is a Linyi, more at home in the woods and not so civilized, supposedly. That's the stereotype anyway. What do you say about Linyi, Tan?
Yeah, that would be, they're kind of wild men. They live out in the wild. I think you might call them barbarians.
So it's certainly possible.
Well, I guess we continue forward, and maybe the druid here can communicate with them, and if need be, somehow. If it, as we know that you mentioned earlier, Panesta, they seem to be most time friendly unless provoked, I guess.
I mean, that's what
Um,
we were told.
these are the 8 men.
Monkey man. Yep.
Monkey Man, yep.
Has it been it's been a day, right? So
Oh, yeah,
Circle will say, like, if need be, she could become a monkey to communicate with them and then like communicate to Astria. But I guess Astria could just speak to them, so never mind.
But they're not animals. They're monkey men, I think. So I don't know if that would work.
And also, Crystal, since you've been gone, I gave your henchman guy one of those good berries to eat, so he'll get HP back.
Okay. Sorry, my cat distracted me.
That's often the case.
From
Cats.
the tracks, it doesn't seem like he was dragged there, so he probably walked there out of his own volition. So I think that this Tenku Joyo is probably living in there.
I'll give my henchman one of my good berries as well, so he'll be back to full HP.
Nice. He's pretty happy about that.
Well, we don't
He was
want to. Oh, sorry.
No, he was shaken because of the paralysis and stuff, but with the care that you gave to him, Sorka and the rest of the party and all, he's feeling much better now, especially now with the 2 good berries in him.
Could Sorka have maybe, I don't know if I can need to do a roll for this, with my what's it called? Natural identification. Could I find like a plant or something that I could use to like soothe his wound? Or do we still have any of that rice stuff left?
We do. Well, I've used it every day to fix my head.
It would go bad. You would know that it would go bad.
Okay.
Yeah, you could put some. Yeah, I mean, it won't do anything necessarily mechanically, but you can find something that you think would be good. You're near a river, so
Okay.
usually putting like some kind of mud on it or something.
Yeah. I'll find like a leaf of some plant that like has like certain veins and stuff, and like, like, oh yeah, this, and
Perfect. Yeah. No, of course he's very, very grateful. It was a surprise attack, so it kind of freaked him out a little bit. But now you guys have been traveling for a bit, and he's feeling much better. And especially since you haven't encountered anything else strange. So as you're kind of like watching, this place and maybe making a plan, you actually see some movement in the trees, and you do see what is in fact a human. He is Lemurian for sure. By his by his overall look, is the dark hair, the kind of small build. He is very, very well built. Like muscles, thin but muscular. He is wearing just a loincloth and sandals. He's got strapped to like his like he's wearing like a girdle, like a belt above the loincloth, and he's got one of those scabbard for a sword, which you imagine is probably a kujang, which you've seen this before. And the reason why you notice him immediately is before he comes down out of the tree is you hear like a rattle, like he dropped like a spear, like he dropped it from the tree into the ground, and now he's climbing down. You're pretty far away, and I'm assuming you're all like huddled, like watching, so he doesn't see you. immediately. Climbs out of the tree and he takes his spear. And let me see what direction he goes in. Let's see if he goes towards you. He goes to the south, actually, which is kind of away from you. So yeah, he actually goes. He's there. So yeah, he starts moving. Well, there is that other river right there. He gets. Hold on. I have to do my map so I can see it better because I have like an overlay. It's hard to see sometimes. Yeah, there's like this other river right here. Like you're at this point of the river. He comes out and he starts he gets on the river and starts going this way, like down south. I mean, he's not moving tremendously fast, but you just see he starts walking in that direction.
Do we call out to him?
Probably going to scare him, but yes, that might be our guy.
Maybe Tam ought to yell out
Yes,
to him.
Tam. His name is Tenku. Joyo. Maybe.
Hey, Tenku.
God.
All right.
I think anybody could have done that.
Yes, but you.
You speak the language better, though.
Yes. It's all about inflection and all that stuff.
Okay. He kind of like he spins around and he doesn't like take a pose with the spear like defensively, but you can see that his muscles tensed up and he kind of just turns around and is looking around. Like kind of a little bit confused that somebody's yelling his name in Lemurian, I'm assuming.
Yes,
You
I'll
didn't-
call out in Lumerian.
Yeah. Do you like stand up so we can see you, or are you like calling from behind a bush?
No, I'm going to stand up.
Okay, he
I'll
sees you.
walk out. Yeah.
Oh, all right, good. Yeah, he sees you and he says, he is a Christek. He says, brother, I didn't think there was any people around here. He's kind of looking around. He's like, are you with the temple?
No. We've been looking for you.
For me?
You're an important person. They want to report back in town.
He kind of turns his head like, he says, oh, okay, that's pretty good. What's your charisma?
you
His
horrible
charisma?
liar.
Yeah. 13.
Oh, nice. So that is a +1. That makes it a 10. Okay, so it's the same. All right, good. Friendly. All right, so he turns and says, well, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't come sooner. But maybe the settlers who went to the temple have been reporting back. We certainly haven't made any progress on our initial plan here.
Oh,
so I've
that's
come
true.
to live with and he kind of points up in the air. And you can see now there's a whole bunch of like monkey men like sticking their heads over the top. And there was a lot of sound in the jungle anyways, like birds and monkeys and such. Some of you didn't notice it at first, but now you realize that they're all kind of like looking over and they're kind of like quietly talking to each other. They're like, ooh, pointing down.
Right. I say, are these all your friends?
Oh yes, they're quite peaceful. They've taken me in and we've become close friends. And he like looks up and he speaks basically like in monkey talk. He speaks their language. You know, he's not. I mean, Estrella would know this because you have that animal speaking ability. He's not speaking like the language of monkeys. He's like, this is a language that just is like that. So, like, it's clearly some kind of humanoid language, but it's just very monkey-like-ish. He calls up to them clearly, like giving them like a okay, like don't throw stones, kind of thing.
I've brought some friends too. They're pretty friendly also.
Oh yeah. I heard.
Yes. Yeah, we've had some problems with the temple, but there was these very brave people rescued some of the villagers, or one very important villager. Do you remember the headman? His daughter.
Oh, rescued. Huh.
Yes.
He kind of like leans his spear against him and he kind of, I had my suspicions there, that's for sure. You can't trust the religious types.
He goes, yeah, that's true. When they get overly religious like that. By the way, we have a couple of those here, but don't mind them. They're not as bad as the other ones.
He laughs. He says, "Well, are they going to redevelop this village settlement? If not, I wouldn't mind a ride back. I mean, these monkey men are fine to hang out with for a while, but they're not great in the conversation, if you know what I mean."
Oh, well, you're in luck. We're great with conversation, and we're going to be heading back. You could come with us.
Oh, excellent. And he kind of looks up to
Uh,
make sure no monkey's going to throw poop at him.
he hasn't seen us yet, right? He's only seen Tam.
As far as you know, yes.
All right. Sorka will tell her henchman, just follow Tulok, until something different happens. And she is going to become an Archaeopteryx again and crawl up onto Austria's back.
Okay. Roll d6. Modified by wisdom.
I have a +1 wisdom.
Okay, so -1 to the roll then, because you want a low roll.
So that's 2.
Okay, it's 2. Yeah, as soon as you change, you can hear the monkey men up top kind of get excited. And then when they do, they kind of, and then he looks up and he says something in monkey man talk. And then they say something back to him, and then he looks back at who's talking to Tam, and he says,
Tam.
and he says, well, if you got some sorcerers with you or something, they don't like magic, these monkey men.
We got, I told you, a couple of these religious types.
Yeah, they don't have a word for good magic or bad magic. For them, all magic is the same.
Yeah. Well, then they probably saw something they didn't like.
Yeah.
Tulok slinks out of the bushes and slowly with his hands up joins Tam in a very friendly manner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as soon as you start walking towards he greets you, but in Lemurian, of course. He says,
And Lemurian, Tulok says, "Hello there. My name is Tulok, and these are my friends back there too." And he mentions, I heard that your friends up there, they don't like strange magic. We're looking into some disappearances of these villagers, and we've seen some snake men reside in this strange temple. There's a whole lot of dangerous sorcery going on there. If we
you see he's nodding as you're talking. Yep.
And he says, if we were to try and rescue some of the people that used to be your villagers, would your friends be able to help us?
He looks at you for a second and he says, you were wandering around here for a few days. Shipwreck?
Yes.
A
while back.
Yeah.
There was a pirate attack and I lost all of my friends.
Yeah, those pirates are a problem, that's for sure. Well, I don't know about rescuing the villagers. They went on their own accord. And I've seen a lot of weird things happening over there at the temple, but I have yet to see a snake man. I'm pretty sure those don't exist. Did you see the snake man, or is this just...
One of these snake men killed my friends, and we went up close to its body. We cut off its head and returned to Jamanket with it.
Oh. That's no good. Snake men are... Well, if there's shinies to be had, the monkey men will do almost anything. Alone, they're not very tough, I must tell you, but altogether, they do an all right job. I'm speaking from firsthand, and he kind of like shows you on his shoulder. You can see there's a bunch of scars. He's like, when I first met them, I got pelted by a bunch of rocks. That's what you get for taking their prey when they were trying to hunt.
Are they still speaking in Lemurian?
Yeah.
Ah, shit. All right, never mind.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he only speaks Malarian. As far as I know. Yeah. Well,
Tulak
and Monkey
says,
Man.
But
Tulak
I could be
says,
translating for them.
Tulak says, that's my friend Brighild, Panesta, Astrea's there, and Sorka is that creature that's on our friend's shoulder.
Oh. So she can turn into a chicken? That doesn't seem like much of magical power. Unless she lays good eggs.
She saved our lives with that ability a couple of times. But you should really speak to Panesta. She knows what's happening more than I do. And he steps back and invites Panesta to explain to him what's happening.
Yeah, if Panesta's been translating to like Brighild, which doesn't understand all a word of what's being said, she's going to tell Panesta, the man you say mentions that he wants to return to Yamanket. He can go on the ship with us. We can go back to the village and camp for the night and have our meal and return him back to Yamanket tomorrow then.
Yes, we can. And I would go up and talk to him, to Tenku,
Hmm?
and tell him
He
what
looks at you.
everything that Corey told me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he says, "Oh, she's a good woman. I'm sad that her man was killed. That does seem very out of character from Mojen. I saw that she was staying with him. You know, I've been keeping an eye on them, of course, but I did not realize what had happened. That he had taken her as his woman.
Yes, she seemed to think he had changed quite a lot since meeting with Clang.
Yes, Clang. He's one of those Zoans. They're trouble to fight. They're excellent warriors. If there's more Zoan monks there, you may have a challenge ahead of yourself.
Well, he seems to have displaced the high priest that was there. High priest Yesizit.
This is it. That really rolls off the tongue.
Yes, it does.
I don't know much about snake men, but I would like to see these pirates go. That's for sure. We're not going to be able to settle this island with pirates, but if they're snake men, that could be even worse. I will help in any way I can.
We think that pirates are kidnapping people that they used to sacrifice in the pyramid.
In fact, Kiari said that Clang would come back. We found out that the pirates would bring people. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually can confirm that he's seen that. You get the feeling. I mean, he pretty much tells you that he spies on the pirates, so he knows exactly where they are, of course. But of course, you know where they are too. So when you start talking about it, he knows where they stay. He talks about how they come in and out during the high tide. And he's been watching the temple area. Again, he hasn't seen any snake men, but he has seen Clang go down to the pirate camp and then come back with people. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know one way or the other whether or not they're sacrificed. You know, he's not paying it that close of attention. But if Kiari says that they never joined the village, then he believes her because he believes her.
Would you help us with your friends if we would raid the pirate camp?
Yeah, I mean they would probably help the monkey man, but they will want shinies. They like shiny.
How about one
Doesn't
of these?
like shiny.
He takes they don't like shiny, or they do like shiny?
Oh, they
No,
love
they do.
shiny.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they love
So
shinies. Yeah.
he takes a copper coin, out of his pouch and holds it up at the under a light so that it shines and sparkles a little bit, and holds it up to the monkey man
Yeah,
to study their reaction.
Tenku looks and he says, "They like shinies, but they're also not stupid. A copper piece."
He
He's
shrugs.
like, he says these monkey men probably have a fortune here. They could probably buy this island with the amount of gold they have.
Yeah, he puts the copper away and takes out a gold coin and holds it up in there.
Yeah. And you hear them like, ooh, yeah.
And as soon as he hears that, he throws it up there so that one of the monkey men could catch it.
Yeah, one like swings through the air like Tarzan, scoops up.
Nice.
And they like gather around you. Yeah, they like their gold.
How many do you think are there?
You're asking him, or you want to guess?
Yeah, he's asking him.
Oh, he says there's about 50 of them.
All right.
At any one time. He says, and there might be as many as 75, but they come and go.
That sounds reasonable. He shrugs.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, and they're decent fighters. I mean, they're not super tough. They're monkeys basically. But they certainly could help in any way. You'll just need to provide them with something shiny. And because they're monkey men, they're not gonna like we'll give you shiny after we kill the pirates. They're gonna want it ahead of time. They're animals. So they're animalistic, I should say.
Yeah.
So they'll want something up front.
Yeah, he's gonna take out his gold pouch and count about 50, 60 or something, and give it to his friend, the Tenku, and say, "Well, would this be enough to secure your friend's help?"
I'm sure that they would do something for this. Sure.
Yeah, and then he says, "Yeah, I think we may need their help when we're raiding the pirate camp." And
Yeah,
he hands it over.
He talks. He calls in monkey to them, and then he throws the pouch up in the air, and he says, "Yes, I think that they will help. I mean, they're going to want more shiny once we do it, but yeah, you get the monkey man on your side." Let me just do a quick reaction roll just to make sure. But that was all. So far, it's been all positive. So unless they have a sudden change of heart. Oh no, yeah. They're pretty enthusiastic. I mean, about helping. But again, they throw small stones and they can kill an Archaeopteryx, but they're not warriors by any means, but they'll help, and there's a lot of them. So,
well, they could certainly be a good distraction when we go for the boat.
Sure thing.
You're going to go for the boat. Good plan. This is where Clang meets with the captain.
I know, and now that I know
pirate
it's actually Clang, I'm not sure about that plan because he's pretty tough. Otherwise, there's about 10 men on the boat, but Clang could be the equal of 10 men. Being what he is.
Could be equal of 10 men.
But we do have help of some 50 or 70 monkeys. He smiles.
Well, Brickhill, do you want to go back to Jamanket and first, or do you want to stay and now that we have the monkeys, try the pirate camp?
This man here, though, you will come with us. You will have to. You're the only one who can speak to the monkeys, evidently. You will come with us.
Yeah, he'll help. He doesn't like the pirates at all. He wants a share, of course, because he knows they have treasure.
Yes, I have no problem with that. You and the monkeys can take whatever treasures you find if it's successful, but we need to go back to the village and rest for the night and come up and formulate some type of solid plan that will work.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he's down for that. I mean, he'll go with you back to the village. Obviously all the monkeys aren't going to come, but he'll go with you. That way you can, and maybe like one of them, he'll take a couple monkeys with him just to bring stuff back to communicate with the rest of the group. So yeah, he says, if we want to make it back to the village today, we should go now. Yeah, he calls up, and then 2 of the monkey men drop down, and he just starts walking towards where the village is. I mean, he knows where it is clearly because he's been there before many times. And yeah, you head towards the village. Go back the way he came, basically. I mean, you see how he came. He basically follows the exact same path. I guess we'll just see if anything happens on the way one more time. Rush, roll me a d6.
Rolling the d6.
Nope, clear sailing. You get back. You can actually, as you're getting closer to the village, you can actually smell the smell of the wood burning, like preparing, making some charcoals to cook up the shrimp. And you get there, and the 2 cousins are preparing the foods, getting it prepped, and they see you come out of the woods. And actually, let me just check this, but I think, yeah, one of them actually knows Tengu. Only one of them, though. He sees him, and he's like, "Oh, Tengu," and they start talking. And yeah, you get back, and you guys can set up your camp for the night, and I guess formulate a plan to take the pirate village or take the pirate camp when you see fit. So he'll tell you. Unless you have specific questions for him, he can basically direct you to how to get across the island pretty easily. Because he does it all the time. Unless the brothers or the cousins, I should say, don't feel super confident about bringing their boat in. At least not always to the pirate ship, because it's not a warship. So they could drop you off where they did the first time, which might be the closest spot, which would be over here, looking at the map. Or you could traverse the island the way that you are, depending on how you want to do it. That'll be closer if you go that way, of course.
There's there enough room on the ship to transport all of us and the monkey man?
No, they'll have to meet you there. The monkey man will have to go separately, but that's, they definitely can get across. They don't have any problem being that they're monkey men. But if you want to go with the monkey men, like as an army, then you can just all go together. Basically, he would bring you across, like down along these cliffs here, or just the staying off the top where the temple is, and you can basically wrap around and get to this side. If you want to drop down into the water, or well, I guess you're going to try to get in there, so you're probably going to want to come down like right around here, or over here, I guess, depending on how you want to do it.
Yeah, we need to decide what we're doing.
Right. Yeah, you'll need like a plan. If you're going to try to take the boat, or you're going to try to take the village first. He will sit. Let's see. Let's see when the last time he was there was. I will D12 because it's been up to 4 days. Oh, it's been a while. Okay, so actually he has not been to the village since you were. So he doesn't know if anything has changed. Last time he was there was 11 days ago, which is exactly the same as you. You know that you've
How many
definitely killed a bunch
pirates
of
are there?
pirates. Well, he said that he thinks there's somewhere around 40 or 50 pirates that he's seen generally. And you know that you've killed a bunch, but, again, he doesn't have like a perfect count. And he says they're always recruiting new people. So sometimes they have more, sometimes they have less.
How often do they leave from their camp on their ship?
I mean, he's not
Obviously,
100% sure. He's at least once a week.
obviously you've watched them for a long time, so maybe we can time our attack for when they leave, and then when their village is fairly empty, we could go in there and occupy our position. And when they finally dock, we could either try to sink their ship, or as they're getting off the boat, we could attack them.
We do not want to sink the ship. That is not the plan. We want to take the ship when the captain and the priest are on the ship, is my understanding. Is that not correct, Vanessa?
Well, that's what I suggested. But now I know the priest is Clang. And we've heard nothing but, praise for how those monks can fight. So I don't know if that's the best idea anymore. I didn't.
Either way, I believe it'll be to our best advantage to attack the village when they're separated. If they have the ship there, then they're gonna have majority of these pirates in that camp. So we would definitely have a tougher time taking the place.
Well, that's why I thought we could use the monkey men to raid the village while we took the ship.
Yes, the plan I would have would be we send the monkey man to act as a diversion to maybe attack or bring the pirates in the village to distract towards them, and the rest of us go to the ship only to take care of the captain and this priest and whatever bodyguards are on the ship. And then we can take the ship, and if we want to attack the village, we attack the village, or if we want to take the ship and leave the harbor, they will be stranded.
I would follow whichever plan that you would seem would be wisest. However, I do fear that there's going to be a lot of casualty in the monkey men if they were to simply try and overrun the village while everyone's there.
As I stated, though, it would be a distraction. They will not have to completely fight and battle the village. It's something to draw the pirates in the village away from the ship, watching the ship. They can, it's more of a distraction than anything, as myself and Panesta have said.
They
Yeah,
could burn
and
the
the-
village. The pirates will try to put out the fire.
Yes.
Yes, can the monkey man, and I'll look towards the guy, can the monkey man, are they able to light torches and things of such?
That is a good question. Let me just check. They might be afraid of fire. Let me just quickly look at their thing here, because they're kind of animals. No, they're subhumans. Well, I mean, they're big full. Yeah, they probably could. They don't normally use fire, but they could be shown how to do it. They're smart enough to do that.
Perhaps my friends and I, Tam and I, along with our friends here, and he points to the henchmen. We could fire flame arrows at their roofs, set on fire, and then have the monkey men pelt them with stones to distract them.
That might work. But we just need to pick a time when we know it's just going to be the priest and the captain on the boat.
And
Yes.
high
Right.
tide.
Exactly, if you want to escape. So what you do know, I'll just remind you, just in case people forgot. So what you do know is that, right, there's generally the captain and about 10 or so pirates in general, because you already got information from that guy. When the priest comes to visit, though, all the normal guards, the 10 guards, generally leave the boat and leave the pirate captain alone with the priest. So that's what you know. How often he comes is weekly. It's hard to say. It's not a set schedule based on what that pirate told you, and he doesn't. Tengu doesn't know anymore unless you want to spend time doing reconnaissance for days. To figure out you can do that if you want. You won't know exactly when he's going to come, but you could set up, of course, and just wait till he comes if that's what your plan is.
That is what we should do. We should just have everything in place and wait until the priest comes, and when it's him and the captain on the ship, we go.
I agree. But what does everyone else think?
I'm fine with that.
It's a sound plan.
Yeah, well, that's fun.
And I trust Sorka could
She's
keep
like,
us safe.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
I
I used-
forgot
I
that
used to-
I'm currently an Archaeopteryx.
No,
So,
actually,
so it's-
actually, I mean,
so
you could have changed back, but I because you weren't saying anything, I just assumed it was that you were a bird.
no, I'll still be an Archaeopteryx for now.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I originally became an Archaeopteryx because I don't know, I thought the Monkey Men knew, like they had an Archaeopteryx in the group, but then they saw me transform. But now I'm an Archaeopteryx, so I'm not going to change back.
Yeah.
So Pinesta's like, "What do you think of the plan?" Sorka's just like, "Meow, meow, meow."
Australia basically would be, I'm afraid I don't have a knack for planning of strategy and things of the like, so I will simply do as the group requests.
Are you ready to go monk versus clang?
Exactly.
Well, that I have no issue with.
Monk on monk combat.
But it would be interesting to prove myself against such a foe.
Well, you won't be alone. I'm just teasing you. We'll be your backup.
Yeah, monk on monk combat could be exciting.
Also, my planning has not always been the best. Remind me to tell you about Zambala someday. So,
well, for Australia, like intelligence is like literally her worst, because it just happened that way. So like when it comes to matters of the body and health and cooking, she's great, but she's doesn't speak multiple languages. Wise and charismatic, but just not. She's very average when it comes to her brightness.
I must say this to you, Estrella, is that you will have to make a choice. There will be no mercy given to this priest or this pirate captain. If I do not foresee the pirate captain asking for any mercy, he will fight to the death, I'm sure, but the priest may try to win you over with some type of mercy, but you must show none, for we know what they have done and what they did to Lackland. So show no mercy. You have no other choice.
So she would kind of bare her arms out, where you can see the scars on her like upper arms and across her shoulders and things like that. And she'll kind of put her arms back by her side, and she'll just be like, it wouldn't be the first time I've fought such a fight.
Nice. All right, that might be a good place to leave it. Actually, we can make the raid next time for 20 minutes of 11 now. That was really good. Unless there's any final thoughts, did you want to lay any eggs or anything, or speak any more chicken? Do Archaeopteryx even have eggs? I don't even know that I'm saying that.
I don't know.
I mean, they're avian. Like I would imagine they did lay eggs.
Yeah, well, there you go. Gonna have some good breakfast. Everybody's
We
eating
gotta
their
have,
shrimp.
we gotta have Tam roll a D20 to see how good those shrimp are he's cooking.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Up Estrella's the cook.
Yeah, I'm a cook. They were catching them.
I'm
Oh, you
just
get a
going
lot
to
of-
start chopping up the chilies and making some nice chili oil for it.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see. We got. All right, Rush. Go ahead and do your little cooking action. That'll be a D6, I guess.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah. Do a D6. It's gonna be. I mean, you're a trained cook, so it's gonna for you to cook shrimp. It'll be a
Pretty
average
fucking
task, I guess.
tasty, I think.
Yeah, there you go. The
Best
shrimp is
damn
cooked just
shrimp
perfect.
you ever had.
Well, but how's the dipping sauce, Tam? Let's get a D6 for you.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh! Everybody tries shrimp. They're like, "Oh, these are freaking amazing," and then they dip it, and they're just like, "That's really good." And just kind of slides the little bowl away.
Turns it
Yeah,
upside down and pours it on the ground.
You look at where you made the sauce from. It's all the little black lines that they pulled out of the shrimp.
Well, Tulak said that was tasty.
You see Tulak on the side. It's like, these are great.
Christ.
So I was curious, and so I looked it up about birds laying unfertilized eggs. And apparently, most wild birds do not lay unfertilized eggs. Like it's actually a kind of rare thing. Like sometimes they do, but not like chickens do.
Oh,
So I will not be laying eggs. Sorry, everyone.
that's unfortunate. Well, that's okay. It might have been weird anyways for them to eat them, but
Yeah, Tulak is saying, there's nothing coming out of her cloaca.
Well, thank God for that. Have some shrimp.
yeah. So on that note, yeah,